Browns for 3. AJ Hawk, $5,000.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey.
20.
Let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You ping.
Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Watt Wednesday, January 21st, 2026. This sports program begins right now.
Football
is the greatest. It's always cooking. And obviously we got Championship Sunday coming up where we will find out who the kings of the AFC are and who the kings of the NFC are and who will be traveling out to beautiful Santa Clara, California to see who will hoist the Lombardi this year. The Patriots and the Broncos will do battle in the AFC Championship at 3 p.m. and then we head out to the NFC West, the NFC's best, the NFC Championship between the Los Angeles Rams, maybe led by the MVP of this season, Matthew Stafford, and the Seattle Seahawks. A stingy defense that can certainly be a problem to anybody. Have they been to the Rams? At times. Have the Rams been able to beat the Seahawks? At times. Kind of a split. What's going on in the NFC West? They're all great. And they are going to decide who represents the NFC in the Super Bowl. Now, Championship Sunday is special strictly because we got the four best teams in ball play.
Hell yeah.
We get a chance to see if Vrabel and Drake May take the field and see if this Patriots season that is improbable can continue. Can it go all the way to Santa Clara? And then how about Sean Payton and the Broncos? Well, Bo Nix in his second year has certainly taken massive steps. The offense has certainly got better. Now, throughout the season, they weren't blowing people out, but in the biggest games and the biggest moments, Bo would make a play, and the defense was absolutely swarming. I know Houston tries to claim that word, but going into the season, the Broncos defense was the one that we were talking about potentially leading a team to the Super Bowl. They might have to do that again because Jerry Jared Stidham, a man who hasn't played football in forever, is going to be their starting quarterback after Bo Nix broke his ankle on a play that looked very routine towards the end of it. Stood on the field, did interviews, didn't say a word, and then Sean Payton came back out after his press conference and said, Bo Nix needs surgery, broke his ankle, he's out forever. And we go, whoa, AFC Championship. What a terrible time for that to happen. Nonetheless, it is a game of attrition in the Los Angeles Rams and the Seattle Seahawks. Healthy, ready to do battle. And we find out who is going to field the biggest game of them all. Super Bowl in Santa Clara should be special. We'll be out there Wednesday, Thursday, Friday from Radio Row. Have no idea what the setup is, but we do know on Friday might be a bigger day than most. Friday, we might start the show with a different show, actually. That is all TBD, but there's a chance we got a collection of people that are all going to have new jackets on coming in at the same time on that particular morning. And then obviously throughout Radio Row, throughout the week, there'll be massive pop-ins, huge celebrity conversations, and people that we've certainly made fun of or talked shit about seeing us in our face for the first time.
Hope so.
Those are fun times. The talks table. Oh, also the other way. People that have talked shit about us we can see for the first time. Oh, you fat nerd. Good to see you. They have shots for you, dude. You fat, lazy bum.
Fat idiot.
Look at you, fatso. Have you been outside of your basement all season? I know that's cliche to say, but Jesus, the sun is allergic to you? Look at how bad you look. A lot of that. A lot of these sports media people run their mouth all season, and we see them at Radio Row, and they all go, oh, it's good to see you. Thank you for everything. Hey, fatso, I remember what you said about me. You remember when you said that? We need to – that's not the energy we need. Okay, I need to get that energy out right now. You do, too. You start jumping in there quick calling these guys that don't even exist yet fatsos. We don't need –
No, I said fat idiot, and you don't get many opportunities to call someone a fat idiot. So,
but Radio Row is filled with those –
a lot of fat idiots.
The toxic table is here. Not everywhere.
No, of course not.
We're just saying people that commit their lives to eating terribly and writing very mean things about sports all day, every day, they do end up happening upon Radio Row. There's a lot of great people at Radio Row, too. Radio Row is special. ESPN licenses this show. Okay, ESPN licenses this show. I'm lucky, have been lucky for the last 4 years to be a part of College Game Day or whatever. ESPN, for some reason, chooses not to go to Radio Row. Radio Row is the Super Bowl.
It's kind of the only reason to go out there.
It is the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like, what's the Super Bowl? Well, it's the game. It's the events at night, but during the day in the city, the Radio Row is the super. That is where, that is.
Everybody congregates there.
All the ball is in that room. Not always a good thing. Like we just mentioned about the fat idiots. But there's a lot of, it's amazing. Like honestly, Radio Row is the place to be if you're going to go to the Super Bowl. So the fact that we have a spot in there, we're very grateful for. The fact that we're going to be back there is we're grateful for. And then all the guests that'll swing by trying to sell some bullshit. We can't wait to hear about. The Talks Tables here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. Comment, your team might be out there for the Super Bowl. What a different week that would be for you as opposed to the last couple of years.
Yeah, big time, especially right now. Like right now is where the nerves are the highest. We talk about it all the time. Or I won't say that just because it's been a while for you guys being in a conference title game. But for me and Ty talk about it all the time. Like the nerves this week are always bigger than the nerves next week. Like it means more to win the conference championship, it feels like, just because then you get 2 weeks of talking about your team. Right now, both sides, everyone's kind of saying, hey, if the Pats don't win, they stink, which, they say that even after we win, so it doesn't really matter. But right now, that is the fodder with Jared Stidham. But the 2 weeks after the conference championships, those are the best weeks because it's only, hey, let's puff up these two teams. These are the two best from each conference. So the nerves are huge right now, but just envisioning that, the Patriots being there, I'm not going there yet because I lived through the Nick Foles backup quarterback come take your soul, okay? So acting like Jared Stidham is some bum, we can do that. I'm not there yet.
Who's we? Nobody's doing that up here. Who's doing the Jared Stidham is a bum?
I think it's basically everybody maybe but here. I think it's kind of, hey, Jared Stidham. The Pats are 5.5 points.
Are you potentially
favorites
in the trenches right now looking for everything that's negative to the Patriots? And are you recording all these to send to Vrabel to utilize his motivation? Or are you using these shows as an opportunity to tell the boys in the locker room, hey, boys, people are saying Stidham's a bum. He's not. I don't think I think the low expectations are that Stidham hasn't played. Stidham hasn't played football all year. Sean Payton immediately comes out and says, hey, our number two, I like our number two. I don't mind him. And then Jordan Palmer quarterback expert, you tell me. I learned this from you and from 9-year NFL vet Darius J. Butler. He said Stidham's on par with Drake May. Is that not what he said, Con Man? And he said he's on par with Drake May?
That's what he said, but he's irrelevant. Like, I'm even just talking about the actual books, like the sports books that know everything. They're 5.5-point favorites on the road in Denver, and Denver's never lost, I believe, this year. I think they're undefeated at home this year. So I think it's more so about that aspect of it and just the knowing what the fodder will be. I mean, everyone picked the Texans to win. New England beats the Texans, and then the Texans could have beat the Patriots with 31 other quarterbacks. Shout out Dan Orlovsky. He wasn't the only one with that sentiment. It'll be the same thing with Denver. It'll be more so
crazy to say that.
About and
that was crazy.
Well, and everyone picked them. Like, everyone had the Texans winning, and I'm saying everyone, again, outside of people in this room.
I think I picked the Patriots.
Yeah, and AJ, and I think everyone in here felt really good about the Patriots. I'm just saying, outside of this place that feels like watches actual football, and most people don't. But again, that is kind of why winning on Sunday means more than actually, thinking about the Super Bowl.
To your point about that, if you're in a Super Bowl, it is like you're a team on primetime.
Yes.
Primetime games, they spend the entire show, talking about your teams. Hey, here's the stars that you're about to watch on our primetime game. That's why primetime games are so important to brands. They're so important to teams. That's why Thursday Night Football, every team in the league was supposed to get a Thursday night primetime game because every team deserves, you would think the NFL ownership would say this, don't we think that our team should be talked about in a state? And then a couple years back, they go, we're not doing it. Amazon just paid us billions of dollars. We're not putting every shit team up there. Can't do it. There's some teams that have no primetime games.
Yeah.
Colts. The first year you were not forced to have a primetime game, the Colts were one of the three teams that did not get a primetime game. Yeah, we're not going to do it. So the Colts aren't even talked about, really, for an entire thing. There's no pieces on Jonathan Taylor, how good he's been. Quentin Nelson's been a pillar of this thing. There's none of that conversation. Primetime games are just a brand builder, a commercial for your team, and then you hope the game lives up to the hype. The Super Bowl, though, to your point, you get a 2-week period where it's just like, what are you talking about? Well, is this team going to win the Super Bowl? Is this team going to win the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
The amount of Drake May stuff we would see. Sean Payton, super genius. If they make the Super Bowl is the story, and that defense and how it's going to go. And then the NFC side, Sam Darnold wins the big game, goes to the Super Bowl. Is he going to be able to do it? Or is Matthew Stafford in the Los Angeles Rams going to be able to win in 2 different eras? There's so many storylines that can develop this weekend.
Great storylines, and I know what Connor's saying. He's kind of doing what coaches do when you're pumping up your team. Hey, this is a good team over there. This is a good quarterback. Still, he's been in the league for a long time. Remember what he did here? Remember what he did there? If you lose to Jarrett Stidham at quarterback, with him playing quarterback, great team, great coach, you will never hear the end of it. You can't do it, especially with Drake May having an MVP caliber season. He's just as worthy as the award as Matt Stafford is. You have that the defense, which nobody talks about for whatever reason. Probably the best, one of the best defenses left in these top four. Some great defense up here with Seattle and Denver as well. So, yeah, you can't lose this game. 5.5-point number. I think that's a good number. It is on the road. Patriots have not had a ton of success there historically. But, yeah, got to win this game. And on the other side, Rams, Seahawks, they go back and forth. I think 2-2 in the last couple of years. Offensive, defensive head coaches on both sides in both games. Should be some interesting matchups. But, yeah, Patriots, we got to get it done.
Oh, you're back.
Wow.
Okay, so he hasn't made an official announcement on what teams he's going to bandwagon going forward because his bandwagon teams are now ass, which is not the purpose of a bandwagon. Bandwagon's supposed to be a good time, not supposed to be a bad time. I already got teams that are bad for me to be an actual fan of. My bandwagon needs to be put on places that are good times, not a bad time to join the Patriots. Okay, so remember we had a BS or no BS with BA.
That's right, baby.
Where we said, that is right, baby. We said this is the year defense is winning Super Bowl again. This is the year defense winning Super Bowl again. You look at these are 4 great defenses here, but also 2 MVP quarterbacks still remaining. And BA said, that's BS, baby. You need a quarterback to win a Super Bowl. It's like, obviously, it'd be great to have both. All these teams do, except for Broncos with Stidham, which, king of Friday Night Lights.
Good pro.
We know he's been around a long time, been in a lot of buildings. Maybe this is his second opportunity to kind of go ahead and do his thing. There was a time in 2020 where Connor thought Stidham was maybe going to still be a Patriot right now, and it was all going to continue to work out.
Yeah.
So he's still in the league. That's a long time. And then Rams and Seahawks, it's like quarterback, Sam Darnold.
He didn't have to do much against the Saints, the 49ers.
Hold on, though. Do we still wonder if Darnold can do it in a big game? He won the number 1 overall seed.
No doubt about it.
14 wins back to
still
back
wonder.
seasons, right?
But he's the first guy in forever to be able to do that. They got him in Tom Brady type caliber conversations. We're still wondering if he can win a big game. Is that what you guys are doing?
I think so. I mean, they returned the opening kickoff for a touchdown last week, and the game was over. They won 41-6. Like he didn't have to do anything. Now that's not saying that he didn't play okay, but. We'll see, especially going against the Rams, who they've played twice already. I don't know.
And 12-year NFL vet, Super Bowl champion player coach, Jackie Moon of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, just center and king of wedge for the Cardinals, the Indianapolis Colts, the Baltimore Ravens, Philadelphia Eagles, and Pittsburgh Steelers. AQ Shipley is here.
Thank
you. What are you shaking your head about for Sam Darnold? You don't think we've seen if Sam Darnold can make a big play? Number 1 seed on the line.
I couldn't agree more. I literally couldn't agree more with what Ty just said, because the minute that opening kickoff gets run back, that place explodes, and you are just fighting an uphill battle. And we all know the San Francisco 49ers can't play from behind, so that was over before it even started. Instantly, the crowd gets into it. All of a sudden, Sam Darnold throws a seam ball early in the game. It was 20 yards short. 20 yards short.
Oblique.
I was making
bad oblique.
Yeah, bad oblique. But then he followed it up with a pretty good throw to the left. But I am still questioning whether or not they're going to do it against the Rams, and the Rams always play them tough. The Rams always kind of had their number. But the other thing that's interesting about that, 3 of those 4 teams were in my top 5 O-lines, and all 4 of them have fullbacks. Just saying, run the football.
Okay, we'll get to that later whenever you want to suck yourself off. But let's talk about the quarterback still, which is the conversation we were having. So Sam Darnold, you're not sure.
I'm not sure.
Jarrett Stidham, we obviously have literally no idea what he's going to look like with Sean Payton.
Second game I called in the booth this year was the Cardinals at Denver. Jarrett Stidham looked like Joe Montana. He started 15 of 16. Threw for 200 yards. He started back at his own 4-yard line. 3 plays, touchdown, big play to Evan Ingram to start thinking, watch out.
Okay, so you believe in Jarrett Stidham? Or?
There was 3 moves that Sean Payton made on the first day of free agency. 2 O-linemen, Jarrett Stidham.
Okay, so back to the answer. Do you believe in...
Yes, I believe in him. I'm
believe
giving
in
all
more
my...
than Sam Darnold?
No.
Okay, so you don't believe in Sam Darnold. You don't believe in Jarrett Stidham. We obviously have seen Matthew Stafford now. He's getting to the mountaintop. He's about to do it. Do you believe in Drake May?
I believe in Drake May.
You think in the big moment Drake May will be able to make a big play?
1,000%.
Okay, so we believe in Drake and we believe in Stafford.
Yep.
Stidham you believe in, Sam Darnold you don't believe in. Okay, so that's where that's coming from.
I believe in them all. They all got here. You're in the Final Four.
Well, Jarrett Stidham didn't get
But
here.
if we're ranking, yeah, that's true. But he looked like Joe Montana the second preseason game.
Preseason game, championship weekend.
I mean, just close your eyes and envision it. Like, Seahawks are down by 4, 24-20. There's 4 minutes left. Do you believe in Sam Darnold driving down the field against the Rams defense to score a touchdown?
Oh, Jackson Smith and Jigba just did something so cool, didn't he? He missed them. Fuck. We got a second now. Okay, I believe in Sam. I also believe in that defense like so much. Now, granted, that's not saying that the Rams defense isn't insane, because they certainly are. I mean, all these teams are so good. But it is interesting that like the 2 MVP quarterbacks still around in the year in which the defense was like definitely much better than the offense across the board in the NFL. Scoring different, games were different. Defenses kind of came alive this year. Feels like they might have got a better grasp on what offenses are doing, or maybe the game has changed into the fact that defenses can be a little bit better. Maybe the RPO and all the gimmick stuff that had a little bit of a run 5-10 years or so, defenses are catching up. Maybe a generation of football that has been used to this style of offense has gotten into the NFL. Whatever the case study says on why defenses have gotten better, feels like defenses have gotten better. And then you look at it, it's like, well, also the 2 MVP quarterbacks are still around for good reason. It's crazy how football works that way.
Absolutely, and both of these quarterbacks are MVP caliber quarterbacks, and we talked about it. They've had good defenses, great defenses at some point. The Rams were the best defense in the league for a while, up until kind of the end of the season. They kind of fell off a little bit, and then the Patriots as well. Patriots had some great things. I think their red zone numbers was the only thing that was bad, but Zach Core, he's been doing an unbelievable job, especially in this playoffs. We always talk about the D-line. Their D-line is great, especially on the interior, and then they have great cover guys on the back end, so they could do a bunch of different things. So, yeah, you got great quarterbacks, but to your point, the defenses across the board I feel like were better. They made it a lot more muddy on the back end as far as for quarterbacks. Like, it's hard to tell. Is it quarters? Is it 2? Is it man? Is it zone? Is it matching? Is it drop? So it was a lot of different things like that, and that's why we heard a lot of conversation from quarterbacks about, is it pure progression? Do we go to this thing? Do we go to that thing? So I think at some point offense will start to figure it out, but defense is one. And defense is one this past weekend, too. The weather played a role in that, but defenses across the board. Spoiler alert. The good D, bad D today. It's all good D today. So, we had some
slinging good D today.
Yesterday,
Right.
BA, his game balls, two good Ds. I mean, two great defensive plays. McMillan and Cam Curl. So, they showed their ass this past week, and I think they'll continue to do so.
I mean, obviously the weather was insane up there in New England. Both teams had to play with it, but 5 turnovers forced by the New England Patriots, which is bananas to think about. It's like that's just the expectation now if you want to be good in the NFL. Your defense has to be unbelievable. I think the 4-1s up front is where the conversation kind of started, especially with how the Philadelphia Eagles went about winning, is they just had 4 number ones basically rushing the passer. And if you can get home with 4, Debo, what's that mean?
I mean, you got 7 in the back end.
How many eyes is that?
That's 14 eyes.
Fetty Wap's out of jail.
Congrats.
Shout out to him. Shout out to him. I just thought about, make sure. I don't know if I think every secondary member.
Actually, when I said it,
we don't
not
know.
sure, yeah.
Yeah, we don't know.
Sure.
I haven't seen a patch or anything, but I think
Not to mention
I feel like
third
we would know-
eyes.
We would know combine draft time. We should know.
didn't even think about the third eye that's on a couple of these guys for sure. They seem to
All
know
of
what's going on. Join us now is a guy who certainly had that third eye and that sixth sense, didn't he?
Oh, yeah.
He had a size comparison against everybody else too. That was just I'm bigger than you, stronger than you, smarter than you, more handsome than you. I'm gonna end up being more wealthy than you,
All right.
and I'm gonna end my entire thing owning a professional soccer team in every country that has one.
Yeah.
When's he getting an MLS?
I don't
hates
know.
America, maybe. Ladies and gentlemen, join us now, JJ Watt.
Yeah.
What up, blah, 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 blah. Wednesdays, here we go.
Wow, he's coming in jacked up.
I like it.
Coming in
Hell
jacked
yeah.
up. Last week you had a nice 2-hour appearance. Was kind of on you.
Too long. Yeah, way too long. On me. Big time. Big time too much. JJ, big mistake.
Okay. All right. I like the juice that you're coming in with. Obviously, championship week. Hey, championship
go.
week. We just had national champion crown on Monday night. Now we're going to have AFC and NFC championships crowning happening on Sunday. What we're talking about here is basically how this year became almost like a defensive year, it felt like. Defenses across the board got better. We started picking teams strictly because of how good their defense was. Now, the Houston Texans defense, which obviously you got fired up in a round of playoffs and then chose not to cut a promo for them for their next game, which maybe was the reasoning behind it all. But what the Patriots defense was able to do, what the Broncos are able to do on the defensive side, what the Rams are able to do on the defensive side, what the Seahawks obviously are able to do on the defensive side, feels like it is a defensive run year. And then you look on the other side of that, it's like, well, both MVP quarterbacks still alive as well. What is kind of your synopsis on the state of ball right now? Feels like it's a better defensive unit across the board in the league. Do you agree with that?
I would agree with that. I mean, I think obviously when you're at this stage, you're going to have good defenses involved, but I do think that there's some very strong defense being played, and it's a lot of fun for me to be able to finally see the defense is getting some shine. I mean, the Broncos, Vance Joseph was my DC in Arizona, was also with me at other stops. Seahawks defense, Mike McDonald, unbelievable. Rams defense, great. Patriots defense played so well against the Texans, unfortunately, for Houston. But yeah, I think it's good to get some defensive shine. I think there's some guys here. There's a lot of underrated players in here. Some guys starting to get the hype that they deserve. Zach Allen, obviously being one, makes first team All-Pro this year. Rightfully so for the Broncos. Benito, phenomenal. You got the 2 inside D tackles for the Seahawks who are awesome and I think completely underrated, even though they are getting a little bit of shine. But a lot of really good players on the defensive side of the ball. Happy that we're putting some light on this.
It does. It felt like it's been a defensive year. Hembo sent us over a stat we just showed a few moments ago. The scoring per game this season through 2 rounds of playoffs is the lowest it's been since 2017. Feels like defenses have done well. Offenses are going to have to adjust because it felt like defenses were adjusting to offense for the past, 10 years. Now it feels like offenses are going to have to adjust to defenses. It's the cyclicality of ball, and it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Also, cyclicality.
We're seeing it. I mean, you're seeing the 3 tight ends. You're seeing a lot more of the big personnel. Offenses bringing in the XL offensive linemen. We went to those. I mean, the conversation's been had many times, but you started to go smaller linebackers and more shell coverages to account for these receiving tight ends, and everybody spreading it out and throwing the ball around. So now, as those small linebackers and shells have been implemented, now offenses are going back to heavier personnel and running the ball at them to take advantage of that size. So we're just going to keep twisting ourselves around and around.
You should be right round, baby, right round, like a record, baby, right round.
I believe that is
Yes,
Flo
it
Rida.
is.
That is the Flo Rida?
Oh, yeah.
Before we dive into more football questions, have you ever been to a Flo Rida show?
No.
Oh, haven't
Good
lived.
feeling. Big fan. Big fan. My house.
He's got 15 of them, Jage. He goes.
Banger after banger, dude.
Yeah, he needs the halftime Super Bowl conversation. I would like to officially announce official Flo into the halftime Super Bowl conversation, just strictly because we drove almost an hour to get to this event. Almost an hour. Signed up for 35 minutes. It ended up being 55.
It's Miami football.
Shout out. And even the people in Miami tell you the original time. Hey, how long would it take us to get there? 25 minutes. Okay. How long would it take us to get there? 40. What's the actual time? Probably an hour. That's probably going to take you about an hour or so, but it could take you 20. Like if there happens to be nobody else moving in the entire city at the same time as you, there's a chance you get there. So we signed up for a timeless voyage, basically, to get to this particular event. And it was all strictly to watch Flo Rida, just strictly because we hadn't been there. He lived up to the hype. We had Talk up on the stage. Talk was singing with him. Talk delivered as well. He might be on tour. But Flo Rida needs to be in a conversation for going right, round, whenever we're talking about the Super Bowl halftime. Okay, and you didn't get to a show for Flo. Let's get into some ball talk now. You just mentioned Vance Joseph, where you played for him. I don't hear his name a lot for any of these head coaching jobs. Has anybody really talked about that?
His name has been out there, but I think they're still alive, so he can't interview or do anything until they're actually done.
Yeah, I'll be excited to see how many coordinators here from these four teams end up getting poached or interviewed or become the bells of the ball for this coaching cycle. Jade, you put out a couple of tweets about the coaching cycle, which is fascinating. Nearly a third of the league is looking for new coaches. Each of the last two MVP-winning quarterbacks, one a two-time winner, both in their primes looking for their new head coaches. One of the most historic franchises with only 3 head coaches since '69, also looking for a new one. Didn't mention the MVPs down there for the Pittsburgh Steelers, but certainly a lot of consistency being turned over. You also put out another tweet about, Mike Vrabel, Ben Johnson, Liam Cohen set the bar extremely high in turnovers and turnaround. Liam Cohen is certainly one to look at. It's just like late in the hiring cycle, didn't know if he was going to be able to hire staff. Is Trevor Lawrence a guy? We don't know if he's a guy. And then in 1 year, they turn him into a juggernaut AFC South champions. Now, I ask you this, J.J. Watt, as you look around at the current hirings that have taken place, got Harbaugh at the New York Football Giants. I thought he did well. Shane introducing him, very interesting. Shane should probably not be on a microphone, I guess. Is that probably what we...
Yeah, never. They actually, I think, cut off his lips, so he can't speak anymore.
And it felt like they kind of had his lungs in a rear naked, too, where he's running out of air.
Hard to breathe.
We had a couple interesting press conferences the last couple of days where it's people that aren't always up there tossing out some stuff that, man, you got to be this.
Yeah, Jage, we will get to Pagula.
Today's been wild.
Yeah, we will get to Pagula for sure
right,
in the Bills situation. That's certainly another job opening that you certainly talked about there. But let's just talk about the hirings that have happened already. Harbaugh goes to the New York Football Giants. Stefanski goes to Atlanta. Saleh goes to Tennessee. Hafley goes to Miami. When you think about what these hirings are saying, do you think the best guys have gone off the board? And, who are you looking at now to potentially fill these other jobs? Because to your point, Baltimore, gigantic. I mean, that's a gigantic job. They're supposed to win a Super Bowl last year. That same roster basically going to be there. Josh Allen, supposed to win a Super Bowl. Who's going to be the one that's going to figure that whole thing out? We'll dive into Brandon Beane and Pagula's press conference, which incredible. We need to get Pagula on a microphone all day, every day. Let's get him streaming like he's iShow Speed. Yeah. Let's get him like he's streaming like he's Kai Cenat. I need to hear every thought that comes out of his brain, because if you give him an opportunity, it sounds like it's going to come. It sounds like he's just spitting those things out. But when you look at these jobs, these are some massive jobs, Jage. Who the hell is going to get these jobs?
I mean, that's what's interesting about this whole coaching thing and with the way the rules are set up with the coordinators in the championship games. Because obviously, Harbaugh was going to be up there from the beginning, and you knew that somebody was going to jump on that, and it seemed like them and the Giants were going to line up. But then you start to get into this cycle of okay, well, we don't want to wait because we don't want to lose out on a guy, but we also want to see these coordinators for the championship teams, whether it's Shula, whether it's Kubiak, or whoever it may be, Vance Joseph. So you have to you're playing this dance of bird in the hand, two in the bush type situation, and it's also, I guess the coaches were also playing that a little bit with the Bills situation that pops up after both Harbaugh and Stefanski get their jobs lined up. So now you sit there and you wonder, man, are they pissed they didn't wait? Are they happy? But back to the tweets that I had put out there, I think this year when you look at the situations that have come up, and I'm talking specifically about the Ravens and the Bills, where you have these guys who are legit, bona fide, already won MVPs in the National Football League, and you look at what Vrabel and Ben Johnson and Liam Cohen, and then a year before Mike McDonald were able to do with those organizations. Don't get me wrong. Those teams all have quarterbacks that were drafted high, that besides the Seahawks. They all have quarterbacks that were drafted high and have potential, no doubt. But none of those quarterbacks have won MVPs. So they're like, there's nobody out there saying that any of those quarterbacks were on the level that Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson were at that same time last year. So I look at those two jobs and I think you just fired two coaches who did a really good job for a very long time. No, they didn't accomplish that ultimate goal in these last few years with those quarterbacks, but you're not here to rebuild over time. The new coach there needs to win immediately because it has clearly been proven that what's happened recently isn't good enough. So now it's time for this to turn into a Super Bowl in the next 1 to 2 years, and that is very hard to do.
John Walker, the fourth here. There had been three prior. Fodder's fodder. He was John Walker walking around at the beginning saying, there'll be three more of me, hopefully 4 or 5. He says, remember now, don't look too far back whenever these teams are absolute ass. Texans 3-13 3 years ago. Patriots 3-14, and then 4 games last year.
Yeah, 4-13 in the last 2 years.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, a lot of numbers there. You get it. 3 years ago, the Broncos 5-12, Bears 3-14, Rams 5-12. It's like, it is crazy how quickly you can turn things around. And then if they were to put the Jags there, you would just say laughing stock for a very long time, even though they have players. And you talk about Liam Cohen going in there, and not only the Duval thing, but the actual convo was he wasn't going to be able to hire enough coaches. Like that, remember that? He wasn't going to be able to field a staff because it was too late and he burned too many bridges and yada, yada, yada. It feels like he did just fine down there, and now everybody else is going to be expecting the same damn thing.
Well, the other tough thing with those teams, though, too, if you put that back up, like all these teams, right? Texans, number 2 overall pick, they get C.J. Stroud. Pats at 3, Drake May. Denver at 11, was it? Or 13 with Bo Nix. Bears, number 1 overall, they get Caleb. And then the Rams, they 3 years ago, I guess they already had Stafford. But still, like, there is the argument you need to have either that top pick or, you go like the Rams and you sell the farm and you bring in even that upgrade from Goff to Stafford was enough to get him over the hump. Like, it's very difficult, too, because all those teams have very good quarterbacks.
Yeah, and if you just go 9-8 or whatever, to your point, you're not going to be able to get up to the, that's where the Steelers were kind of living for a long time, which is why Mike Tomlin stepping down is both a breath of fresh air, because if they're asked next year, maybe you're able to get a high pick, or maybe a new voice comes in and does its thing. Coach McCarthy, I do believe, getting interview with the Steelers. Very, 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 very real interview with the Steelers today. Coach Mike McCarthy. Obviously, he's a Yinzer. We've enjoyed getting to know him. But, I wonder how Coach McCarthy feels about this particular coaching pool with how many jobs are open. I'm sure he's pretty pumped up. It's like, hey, I got a lot of experience. I got a lot of success. Stepped away from the game for a year. Maybe got to see it from a different angle. And there's a lot of jobs open for Coach McCarthy right now. Pittsburgh would obviously be one I think he would hold very near and dear to his heart as he turns it around. So, old names, new names, they got a lot of jobs still open. And Buffalo, who's going to get that gig? Brandon Beane and Terry Pagula did a press conference today.
They sure did.
Bruce Arians yesterday on our show, and we would like to say Brandon Beane's been very good to us, like very good to us, maybe the nicest GM in all of sport to us. We appreciate Brandon Beane. We like what Brandon Beane does and how he operates. Great golfer, everything about it.
Talk shit.
Yeah, he's a shit talker. Like, we like Brandon Beane as the person. Now, granted, the conversation is certainly warranted to him.
You also like Dan Orlovsky. You got no problem going at him, so you got to have no problem going at your friends. Love it. Love it.
That's what I'm about to do, yeah. McDermott gets fired. Beane gets promoted. That's a weird turn of, even for us liking him, like, that's a weird turn of events to happen when the same outcome happens every year. Yeah, I think you're also kind of intrigued by it. So then Beane and Pagula, owner Terry Pagula, have a press conference, and Pagula takes it upon himself basically to be like, let me set the record straight. There's no power. Brandon Beane didn't come in and say Sean McDermott can't get the job done. That's not it. If he was a power play guy, I'd sniff him out. I'd get him out of here. It's like, okay. you're going to continue to talk here and make us believe that you certainly have a clue on what you're doing. Then he continues, he continues just kind of unravel.
But he also didn't pick the draft pick, but it's not a power play, but Yeah,
then things are coming out like, well, actually, Keon Coleman, everybody's saying it's on Brandon Beane. Turns out, Sean McDermott up on table for this guy.
Coaching staff wanted him.
Pagula said, I was actually there. This guy got up on the table and said he wanted Keon Coleman. He guaranteed he'd be good. He said, if he's not good, you can fire me. Now you know. That's why I fired him. That's basically what Pagula did today. Nothing Beane did was bad. It was all on the people that are out of here. I appreciate him going to bat for his guy. Obviously, he just promoted him and everything like that. Then the immediate counter-argument was like, well, which ones did Beane like that didn't work out? That McDermott was maybe like, I don't think that's a good play. Can we get more context on all this? But it is fascinating because Greenberg, and you said this as well, Mike Greenberg puts out a tweet that says, somehow a team that has Josh Allen as the quarterback just made their job less desirable this morning. I don't think that's necessarily true because Josh Allen is an MVP and you get a chance to be his head coach. But it's a fascinating place that you're kind of walking into right now, especially after that presser, JJ.
Any coach looking at these situations, and there's not many that have carte blanche to choose whichever job they want, but any coach looking at situations going in with current GMs who have been there previously. I mean, you look at what happened in New York there. Like obviously the discussion was around, who am I reporting to? How is this whole thing going to work? Who is telling the main boss, the owner, about my performance? I want to be the one talking directly to him. That seems like what the conversation in New York was around, because we see what happens here. When the coach reports to the GM and the GM reports to the owner, well, the person sitting next to the owner in the booth every single game and the person reporting to the owner, generally that information is going to get sifted up a little bit differently than it actually is playing out. So who do you think is going to win that power struggle 90% of the time? It's going to be the person giving the information because they can give the information they want. So it's not lost on anybody that the GMs stick around a whole lot longer than the head coaches stick around. And if you're a coach looking at situations, I think you can't look at this one any differently because you still have Josh Allen. But you certainly are like, all right, this guy just got promoted when his coach got fired. What does that mean for my standing already starting out?
If you're a young lad who shouldn't be a head coach, but getting an opportunity to be a head coach, having a GM who like oversees you and kind of decides what's happening, I think you'd be much more likely to do. Yeah. But Harbaugh goes into the Giants and obviously, there was no, hey, it's on paper, but we're collaborative. Shane comes out and says, Harbaugh reads that thing, the contract. Somebody reads it to him, goes, hey, you're going to report to Shane. Shane then reports to the Mara family. Harbaugh goes, I don't think that's how this goes.
No, I'm not.
And John goes, yeah, just change that for sure. And the agent goes, okay, you got it. Agent calls back over to the Giants. Hey, line 4 here, clause 2, it says that Harbaugh reports Shane and Shane reports tomorrow. Just go ahead and get rid of that. Everything else is good or whatever. And then the Morrow family replies, okay, we'll call Shane to change that because his team is actually writing up the contract right now. Okay, call Shane. Hey, you need to get rid of the whole Harbaugh's reporting to you thing in there. Oh, that's kind of how this building runs, though, doesn't it? Oh, let me call Harbaugh back. Then that person has to call. So Shane says it's just on paper. It's not that big of a deal. That's just kind of the chain of command. So then the agent doesn't even tell Harbaugh that. He goes, yeah, we're not going to do that, though. Harbaugh's still hanging out. Harbaugh thinks that thing has been removed. We're not going to do it. That goes on for what, like a day? Yeah. It felt like that took like a day for that to take place. And then inevitably, in the end, Harbaugh's like, am I going up there? And the agent's like, hold. Gets called back. Do we remove that? Yes. Yeah, you're the guy in charge, by the way. Go ahead, go up there. And then he walks up there and then...
What happened in Jacksonville last year, too, is it not? I remember that correctly, right? Wasn't that a Jacksonville type thing last year?
Well, the Jacksonville thing was Cohen Wentz didn't take the job because allegedly he wanted Trent Baalke out. Then they fire Trent Baalke. Cohen comes in. Gladstone gets hired.
Remember Kahn, I believe, in an interview with Baalke on the call.
Yes.
Goes, I will certainly move on from that guy.
Yeah.
In the Zoom call, like it was the Brady Bunch.
We need more owner press conferences is what we need.
That's what we were trying to do to Bisciotti, like making that song, like, bro, we need you out here.
Do we have a song for
Pagula?
Yeah.
You're gonna lose her with Pagula. I mean, that was just the first.
Pipe down, Pagula.
Yeah, I mean, pipe down. Yeah, I mean, we could probably make a couple for Pagula there. But it is, because all of these coaches, all you hear them talk about is alignment. I want alignment. I want alignment at the top. with the GM and with me, and at quarterback too, that'd be great. If we could just have a lineman at the top, that's all we really care about. All the people that have been head coaches before and have been fired, and then they go on to be a head coach again. Hey, why did it not work at the first spot? Well, we didn't really. Second spot, why'd you get alignment? Everybody was together. So
that is such a it's a thing that you would think as a fan of sports is the most obvious thing in the world. We are all doing whatever it takes to get our organization the best possible situation at all times. People just don't understand, or I mean, the fact that everybody is covering their own ass at all times. You have to look at when contracts are coming up for GMs, for coaches, what needs to happen for them to keep that job into their next contract, how they can spin it or manipulate it or make a certain move so that they can secure that next contract. It might not be what's best for the team right now, but it's what makes it looks like you're doing what's best for the team at that moment. There's a lot of that going on.
Has to appear as if it's good for the team, and also has to definitely be great for my ass. You know, that is not just a football thing either. Almost has become a societal issue as we lack accountability amongst humans. But that is not for me to forecast about, because I'm a doofus who potentially falls in the same problem, because I'm going to be looking out for us at all times, boys.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, just know that. Let's talk about a hiring that happened that got me jacked up, JH. Like
special teams.
Shout out Danny Smith, just got the job down there at Tampa Bay. Love that he got hired.
That's right.
That does get me jacked up. Not what I was going to talk about, but good time to bring up great Inzer, Danny Smith, getting a job down there at Tampa Bay. How old is Danny Smith?
72 years old.
That's what I'm talking about. Acts like he's 35, though. He'll be down there for the next 20 years. They move on from Coach Tom Moore, who retires. They bring in Danny Smith. Need a senior with a lot of juice on the roster. So I appreciate them doing that down there in Tampa. I think there was a couple teams that wanted to hire Danny as their special teams coordinator, so Tampa Bay getting him, obviously great news. But that was not what I was referring to. What I was referring to was something that's going to boost the ball as a whole next year. Harbaugh has a new human he's going to have to talk about and describe out there in L.A. Go ahead, D-Bud.
Yeah, it's about a couple teams wanting this guy. I believe he removed himself from consideration for the Browns head coaching job and then got the job for the OC out in L.A. We had Dan O on last week, and he said the Chargers would be the spot he would pick if he was an offensive coordinator. What's your thoughts on Mike McDaniel to L.A.?
I think it's great. I think it's great from a fit standpoint. Obviously, you got Herbert out there, and there's so much you can do with that offense. If their offensive line gets healthy, they have untapped potential still. Obviously, everybody kind of expects them to be something better than what they have been recently, and I think this has a chance to help unlock that. But, I mean, from an entertainment standpoint, and like you guys are alluding to, everything that comes along with this, I would could we get Hard Knocks there tomorrow? Like the conversations, like the inside information, like that would just be glorious to see those guys interacting.
Well, Herb, too. And McDaniel. Yep. I mean, that relationship's going to be spectacular down there.
You're not kidding. Yeah. He's going to have him jacked. He's going to be like, all right, we're going to get you jacked. McDaniel's going to come out next year just yoked up because of Herb.
There's a chance. And also out there in L.A., there'll probably be some sign. Shout out to McDaniel getting a chance just to go back to what he probably wants to do, which is just offense. But the way Harbaugh is going to describe McDaniel's brain and offense is going to be spectacular. Like, this was just the first thing I thought of, Wizard of Ball. He's going to be saying so many different things. He's going to refer to him as a little guy, which is so much.
Yeah, Poindexter maybe.
There's so many things he's just going to talk about. What if he walks into those off-white Air Forces with the tags on there? Jim just... This guy's got tags on his shoes.
Forgot to take the tag off.
Cool.
This guy, like, just everything Jim Harbaugh realizes about McDaniel is just going to be like an epiphany, seemingly. And then he's going to carry it right into the press. I was just outside. Guy got tags on his shoes, pants, shirt, and hat. I've never seen that. 4 tags. You ever had a guy with 4 tags still on his clothes? That's what we got around here. They're not franchise tags either. These things are forever, from what I've been told. It's not just 1-year deal. Like, just the thought of Harbaugh sitting with McDaniel and being like, this is the guy.
Imagine if he brings some Cuban coffee to him and he starts drinking the Cuban coffee, brings it over from Miami, and I'm like, wow, you guys ever had this stuff? This is great.
He said it was
I like this.
Cafecito, he said. Cito. Yeah, absolutely. Like, there's just so many opportunities, especially if they're good. Okay? Need them to be good. If they're ass.
Yeah. If they're ass, Harbaugh is going to be beating the shit out of him by about week 12.
Take the tags off your shoes.
Yeah, or he's just going to
put some regular khakis on.
Yeah.
Put some khakis on.
Okay? We're not wearing, what do you call them, jogger? I'm a runner. Okay? You put your runners on. Take your joggers off. Like, there is that also possible outcome. Whenever MCDC said it wasn't a good fit, right? Allegedly, that's what we're hearing for Detroit with McDaniel?
Correct.
That was fascinating for us because of all the weapons that Detroit has. Almost feels like a better suit for McDaniel in his offense. A lot more speed, seemingly. A lot more weapons, a lot more options. So for Los Angeles Chargers to be the ones that are like, yeah, we want him, I'm pumped up for it.
I mean, did you see him dripped out in the airport? Like, I feel like that outfit alone, I think he had a Bottega leather tie on, which is, like, I think walking into the Lions building with that on alone might have been like, all right, I don't know if this is the fit for the Grit organization.
LA, though.
I'll tell you what, man.
Yeah. The fuck is that tie?
I'll tell you what, man. Is that a cow on your... What's going on here, man?
We were going to wait till later, but we're going to have to head to the bathroom right now. It's swirly time. I'm getting pissed just looking at you.
There's a chance.
Yeah.
There's a chance.
He had that fit on, man. He had the two Bottega bags on top of each other, fitted out. He had those headphones that nobody else has. They're from they look like they're old, but they also look like they're from the future. You can't really tell. Yeah. I mean,
good fit.
Just look at that.
Him walking into MCDC's office. Coach, what it do?
Yeah. Get out. Get the fuck out of here now.
Hey, it's all about the right fit. That's what we've been saying this whole time.
Exactly.
It's all about the right fit. Now, there was a fit in Cleveland that was seemingly out of sorts, even though they went to a playoff game and won playoff game. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, Jage, what's your take on the whole Baker-Kevin Stefanski situation? Everyone kind of knew about this. Okay, there we go. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like everyone did know about this when it first happened, but now we're just kind of getting more information about how this shook out, and now Bate gets to play him 2 times a year. And I'm guessing you never had anything like this because you're going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
He fist fought a coach in practice.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. I mean.
No denial right there. We still have yet to get the full story.
I mean, we're beyond that. We're years beyond that.
No, but just what is your take on this whole situation as we get more information coming out?
I absolutely love this. The Ben Johnson thing with the Packers, anything where there's legit, real animosity and it's being this is the National Football League. This is sports. It's supposed to be competitive. You're not supposed to like each other. We're not all supposed to be friends at the end of the day. This is awesome. And this is going to create some great television in this fall when they play each other twice this year. This is what it should all be. And I like that we're kind of swinging this pendulum back a little bit to some of this hatred, to some of this animosity where people don't like each other. We have the jersey swaps. We have all the pictures on the field after the game. We all have friends on other teams because everybody trains together. But there is nothing better when 2 teams absolutely hate each other and it's like a deep down actual hatred and you can see it play out on the field. Can't wait to watch it.
I like that it's getting public. That's what you're talking about with the pendulum swinging. I like that we know that there's dislike, that there's disinterest, that there's distaste for each other. I appreciate the Ben Johnson, Matt LaFleur stuff. I love that the whole entire McVay family tree thought to themselves, this guy's attacking all of us. He's not just chopping down one branch. Yeah. He's attacking the whole tree here whenever he's doing that to LaFleur. Publicly, this is all coming out. It's yes. And then for this particular situation, I don't know if we ever heard from Baker, right, on it?
No, not really.
I don't think we ever heard from Baker on it. And I don't think we ever heard directly from Stefanski on it other than what his actions were. Last game, Baker Mayfield was there. He had a, torn labrum and a fractured left shoulder.
Correct.
Both of them in his left hand or his left arm. And Stefanski went out there against the Pittsburgh Steelers, had him throw the ball 60 times. How many times? Exactly 38 times, okay? Had him throw 38 times. And in the game, he got sacked 9 times. So you're talking about boom, boom, boom. Chubb, best running back maybe in the game, off the field, playing against a team that has a great defense regardless. So it was Stefanski's trying to kill this guy. That's what we were thinking while we're watching the game live in real time without even knowing what was about to happen, where they basically run him out. Then there's shit behind the scenes happening with, Odell Beckham Jr.'s dad cutting up videos, and then nobody really from Cleveland saying, we want to keep him around here, even though he's making commercials in a stadium saying it was his house. It was very ugly. It was very Cleveland Brownie if you're from Pittsburgh. It's Cleveland Browns are doing everything that the Cleveland Browns would do. This is the first time we've really heard Baker come out and say, yeah, I don't like him. I don't like him. It's all right. Now we understand exactly what the situation was over there. I think Baker has come out, though, and said that he's matured a lot since that time until what he's become now, both at Carolina, out at L.A. He's got a chance to kind of learn and have a different perspective and all that as he was growing through it. But, yeah, it sounds like Stefanski and he did not get along at all, Taj.
No, not at all. And, now you're kind of starting to get the thing, too, where people who are either were in the building with the Browns or taking Stefanski's side and kind of saying Baker was a prick to support staff and people who work there and all that kind of stuff. And like you mentioned, that is when Baker was kind of like, hey, I had to kind of go through all that stuff to mature and become a better pro. And I don't know. I love it too. Like anytime a player hates another coach because everything is so either no comment or I got so much respect for this guy. Like it's refreshing when a starting quarterback in the NFL will come out and be like, you know what? Fuck this guy. Can't wait to play this guy twice a year and shove it up his ass.
Yeah. I got shipped off like a piece of garbage, he said. Sorry about that.
No, my bad. Just to add to the rivalries as we're going through them all, Liam Cohen and Bob Saleh twice a year now because of that whole entire feud after the Niners game. We're
keep my name out your mouth.
Yeah.
That's going to be incredible.
I hope they keep it going. I hope they don't that's old news. It's squashed. I hope they're now he's got to see me twice a year. That would be awesome.
Oh, we're in a little different positions now, aren't we? Jacksonville Jags, king of the castle. What are you, Saleh? Oh, you're in Tennessee Titan land. Okay. Good luck over there, buddy.
Did Saleh say, I will fuck your world up, Liam, in that little that little exchange there? I'm pretty sure that was his verbiage. Yeah.
I think we put a tail of the tape up, and we had Liam Cohen's height wrong, and he said, when he came on the show later, you guys are trying to make me look bad on the tail of the tape. It's no, I thought we put a lot of respect into that tail of the tape, just in case you two were actually going to brawl, which we were maybe getting to the point where these coaches are actually going to fight. And I like if the family trees are going to start taking offense to other family trees, because then the leader of the trees are going to have a meeting.
Yeah.
At some point and kind of say, hey, this is the territory. This is what we need to do. Here's that you can't be doing this. You can't be doing that. And then you got to go tell your capo, which then goes and tells everybody down the line.
You can whack this guy and then we'll whack that guy.
You can't whack this guy. This guy good, this guy not good. Can't do it. They're going to have a meeting of the minds here, and 6'1" versus 6'4", 220 versus 250 is a little bit, that's potentially problematic. Now, with that being said, head coaching records, if it comes down to that, Liam Cohen's going to be in a good spot. This was at the very beginning, obviously, 3-1-0. He's continued to win.
I was trying to figure it out. I was very confused there for a second.
This was the tail of the tape that we put out. It has not been updated. We did not expect to bring it back up in this exact moment. Good find back there. But with that being said, Liam, much better head coach than Robert Saleh. Right now.
Yes.
Right now, how we're supposed to talk.
Also lost a lot of weight from that. Just looking at that photo, Liam Cohen looks much better than that depicts.
And we don't know if it's stress that he hasn't been eating or, potentially Liam Cohen. There's a chance.
Or this battle. Maybe he was like, I got to get in the gym now.
Preparing for Saleh. Yeah. Go ahead, Jade. Sorry about that. We're talking about
I got plenty of insight into Liam Cohen's weight loss. It's a ridiculous topic to have a lot of knowledge on, but I do. We had him multiple times this year, and it came up multiple times. It was Baselli when he got there. The very first day that Cohen got there, Baselli was like, "You got to get in shape. This is ridiculous. You can't look like that."
Love that.
You look
like a fat idiot right now.
And he got him in the gym with him in the mornings, and he was like, they went through a gym routine and nutrition and stuff, and then Cohen he switched it to the afternoon because he was working in the morning, but he worked out all year long, and I think he said he's down 40 pounds.
God damn.
Dog.
Saleh, I don't know, bro. You're coming into a different AFC South jungle down there in Duval.
Saleh is a brick shit house.
Yeah, and his head.
Yes.
He's done it.
Also got a number one quarterback. If you're looking at last year's, again, we go back to that last year's, you had Lawrence, you had Caleb Williams, and you had Drake May, top 3 picks. Saleh's now working with the number 1 overall pick. Those guys were able to turn things around unbelievably quickly with those You got to turn things around quickly in this world.
I like Cam. We've gotten a chance to chat with him a couple times because he's come to the Miami games. Looks like he's excited, bought in, just ready to play ball, basically. Feels like he's just out.
It's all going to come down to the OC there. He's got to get a great OC. If you're going to go defensive coach, which I don't hate, obviously. I think they're trying to set a culture, but you have to get Cam Ward a great offensive coordinator.
If we go back to Hard Knocks with Saleh, Saleh's entire thing is like his defense was great, the offense was ass, right? And then I think the Hard Knocks, he actually finally just said it. Hey, we're going to be good on the defensive side. You guys, right up there, just got to circle the offensive line in particular. You guys are going to decide whether or not we're worth a shit this year. So could you please? Now, let me tell you a story about an eagle and a crow. Okay, and then he did the entire thing, read it a couple lines, and then got up to where the eagle can soar and the crow can't. That was good. That's what I remember from his opening team meeting.
It's like the Vince Vaughn, John Favreau clip where he's like, nobody's pointing fingers at anybody. You're a problem. You're a problem.
Sorry. I like that he was that blunt about it. And at that stage of his head coaching career, it was pretty obvious. Like, hey, if this group right here could do anything, I didn't draft him. I didn't get to pay him. I am the head coach here. Our defense is going to have our shit right. If you big guys.
You could say it.
He wanted to say it. He did not, though. He was straight. You big guys can get it together. We might have a good team here. Like, that would be great if we were able to do that. He probably learned from that the first time around.
Oh, yeah.
I assume that is going to be main focus for this second time around. My brain, what I am good at, we are going to have a good defense. We have to have the offense figured out, I assume is what he's saying.
Yeah, now he doesn't have the same talent, I would say, that he had on that Jets defense with Tennessee right now. Up front, you obviously have Simmons, and that's a great piece to build around. You got some other pieces that haven't quite worked out that they brought over, but you assume that he has a good evaluation of defenders. And then him coming from, well, he was in Shanahan's tree earlier, so hopefully he has another offensive mind, maybe a guy we know, maybe a guy we don't know that he does bring over and kind of bring the best out of Cam Ward. We saw a flash from Cam Ward, and like JJ said, you get a great offensive mind around him, obviously pieces. Cam Ward could be one of the best quarterbacks in the league, we think.
Think back to C.J. Stroud's rookie year. Offensive coordinator was Bobby Slowick. They get rid of him. He goes to Miami. He's without a job. This makes all the sense in the world to go get him right
now. So Slowick goes down to Tennessee. Don't love that. Back in the AFC South causing us problems. The Titans currently right now, if you were to look at their win-loss record since Vrabel, they're the worst.
Oh!
Yeah, they're the worst in everything. They're just the worst in everything since kicking Vrabel out of town. And Vrabel's now in the AFC Championship.
How's he doing?
Yeah.
Pretty fucking good.
Get him out of there. All right, last question here for you, Jage. Big topic of discussion around the NFL, and it will be for the entirety of the offseason, it feels like. Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, Jage, Bob Kraft was on WEEI Afternoons, and he basically said, hey, the NFL has three priorities right now, one of them being an 18-game season, moving the preseason to 2 games, and then also an international game for every single team every year. What do you think specifically about the 18 games? It feels like we've talked about this for years, basically since the 17 games became a thing, but do you think they also have to change, bye weeks? What are kind of some of the things you expect to see once that 18 games is implemented?
I don't know if we have enough time between now and getting off the air on ESPN to go through all of this, but
you got 3 minutes, okay?
The value of the 17th game was never given back to the players in the proper manner, and that's because of, we all know, Pat, especially D-Butt, like the guys at AQ that know the CBA negotiations, everything, you have to fight for what this is worth. Do not give this 18th game up for less than it is actually worth. And unfortunately, that's just looking forward, the way that it's all going to shake out. They're going to give a second bye week. They're going to take away preseason. A preseason game to an 18th game is not even remotely close to the same thing. A preseason game, nowadays, people don't even play in them at all. So now you're taking 0 plays and you're replacing it with 65 plays of the highest intensity, most difficult.
Oh, no, they're throwing
they're throwing him.
Did I freeze? Did I freeze?
Yeah, Roger.
Somebody's trying to silence me.
Yep.
Who's doing it? Who's doing it?
It could be Goodell, could have been Kraft.
Are you now in their pocket? Are you now in their pocket?
I'm on your I was giving you a whole floor. I said you had 3 minutes. Do your thing, please.
They're gonna try and get you with a second bye week. No shit. If you play 18 games, you better have a second bye week. That shouldn't even be. Don't let them use that as a negotiating tool. That's a non-starter. It needs to be financially equivalent to what it's worth to you. It wasn't the same for going from 16 to 17. You have to find a way to make it right going from 17 to 18. The players get screwed in every single CBA argument and negotiation ever, have one of the worst. Figure it out.
Yeah, well, the good news is the last NFLPA president was really using his time efficiently. That's what we learned. 1961 through 1977, it was 14 games, 6 preseason games. So it had 20 games there. Then it went 16-4. Now it's 17-3. 18-2 is probably what's next. I asked Roger Goodell about that at the draft, and for you, it's a funny thing that they are trying to make that an argument. And he was like, I think I speak for everybody. We'd much rather have a regular season game than another preseason game, right? It's like, yes, certainly. In the negotiation, who knows if it'll be treated the same. And you talk about players losing all the time. I agree. I think they're bad negotiators in there. But I want to let you know, whenever we get an extra guaranteed cold tub in every building for that 18th game, people's knees are going to feel better.
That's what I'm saying.
2 at a time. 2 at a time. It's going to happen. Jay, you're the man. Why don't you go be the president of the NFLPA?
Ooh.
Well, there were many deep discussions had during the last CBA, and I understand completely the issue at hand with why it's difficult to get every NFL player on the same page because of the length of contracts, because of who's been in for long enough, who understands the dynamics of it all. It's very difficult. You know who also knows that? The owners, which is why they win every single negotiation ever.
30 billionaires and their lawyers negotiating against you is going to be tough. Mm-hmm. You got to stand on business.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. And JJ would do that. That's why he's future first ballot Hall of Famer. We're back on the other side. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice.
Who is Pat McAfee?
I'm Pat McAfee.
Talks too much.
A little crazy at times.
Energetic.
Give me Alabama to break home.
The hardest working dude I know.
He's an absolute force of nature. We didn't stop.
There was a point in my life, all I could think about doing was professional wrestling.
Oh my God!
I really didn't know what to expect.
Doesn't sit still. Gets out of his seat.
You are anti-American.
I found out Pat was a rock star that weekend.
And right then, right there, I quit my job.
It's a very talented job.
Very entertaining.
There was a point in my life when all I could think about doing was being a comedian.
Listen, I enjoy being a punter, but not every fucking series, dude.
Some of the most absurd shit.
In the locker room, Pat was kind of the guy for us. He was kind of our voice almost.
You know, I could give a shit about who the hell the punter for the Colts is. He brings the juice all the time to anything that he's doing.
We got a cannon!
We're going to increase our output of content by 10,000%.
How am I going to commentate when A, you can't hear me, I'm delayed on what I say, and when I do speak, you guys just keep going like I didn't say anything. Like, what am I doing? I got to re-examine my whole life.
We had my heart pounding there for the first little while.
And just kicking the ball against the house.
No way in hell am I going to live in Indianapolis, Indiana. Nobody can move the crowd like he can.
The cigarette selling came up.
It's really his money.
Point in my life when all I could think about was being an actor.
This is your principal speaking.
Magic happening everywhere. Because of who? Me.
You know, he's one of my best friends.
And it was the best decision I've ever made in my life.
It's been a hell of a ride.
Probably the best decision I've ever made in my life.
Now I think I found my true love. And I want to be like a talk show host. It's what I want to do. I love talking to people. I love learning things about people. I think people want to tell you a story, and you just got to get it out of them.
This should be good.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey, Why?
Let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pig! Stop! Damn it!
Your friend tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome. On this Wednesday, January 21st, 2026, hour 2 of the program begins right now.
Football
is the best. It's just the best. So much drama. We got billionaires speaking for the first time, long time. We're incredibly entertained. We got new jobs opening up. We got new hirings happening around the NFL. And oh yeah, we still haven't figured out who the champions of the AFC are or the champions of the NFC. Well, we only have to wait just a few more days. The New England Patriots back in the AFC Championship.
It's beautiful. It is.
Taking on the Broncos back.
Yeah.
In the AFC Championship game. You know what teams haven't been in the AFC Championship game since the last time these teams were in the championship game?
Who?
A lot. 85% of the teams have not been in the championship game, basically, since the Broncos, but more specifically, the Patriots. They've done it again. These people are primed to have another 10, 20, maybe with modern science, 30-year run at the top of the AFC. And I'll tell you, it's a different vibe coming out of all the massholes. At Boston Connor is a great depiction of that because they're still at the moment of saying, oh, they don't believe that we're back. They don't believe that we're good. So they're still fighting chip on shoulder all night.
Yeah.
And that's going to be for the first 3-4 years of this thing. And then after that, they're going to be the, we are the Kings. We are yet again the Kings. This is all possible unless the Denver Broncos with Jared Stidham at quarterback are able to topple them at home as 5.5-point dogs in the AFC Championship game. And then the Los Angeles Rams take on the Seahawks in the NFC Championship. 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 local over there. The 12s will show up in a huge way. We expect both these games to be absolute bangers, and the storylines coming out of them are going to be spectacular. But that's not where the storylines end. Storylines are everywhere in football right now. You know, the transfer portal opens up basically for Miami and Indiana for 5 days or whatever. So we still see mega moves happening around college ball. Coaches are being hired. Coaches are being slandered. Players are getting made fun of. And owners are saying whatever they're thinking because they're billionaires and they rarely have to face any punishment for any of their actions.
That's right.
I make the game. So what are you going to say? One bad call. All right. Change it then. You're the owner, right? That ref contract is up here in a couple months as well. So whenever you talk about the state of football being a constant flux, we're in it right now. We're also in the best time to be alive, where we're just a couple weeks removed from the Super Bowl, which is going to be the best week out in Santa Clara. Cannot wait to get out there, cannot wait to celebrate ball, and cannot wait to talk for another hour or so with these fine gentlemen. The Toxic Table at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. Ty, Packers aren't in there.
No, they're not. And, hey, maybe next year. We'll see. You got to hire a good defensive coordinator.
But the Eagles, the Chargers, the Dolphins, and the Colts, and the Panthers are not in there. You're a Panthers fan.
I did play there, but
you were kind of starting to ride for him a little bit this year.
I was excited. Cam came back, beat the drum. I like, what Young did. But they're not on my list.
No, but you're a fan of the Colts right now, right?
Absolutely.
And you pop on the Patriots bandwagon.
I'll always be a fan of the Colts. I will always be a fan of the Dolphins.
No, but also now
my bandwagon, that's different.
But you put it on the Patriots, play for the Patriots, play for the Colts. You would assume he's also a fan of the Panthers, right? Because he played for them as well.
Absolutely.
That'd be the third team of his three-team playing career. So you'd think he would just get on board with the Panthers. So you're saying, yeah, definitely good for Charlotte, but no, not a part of it.
I didn't get a text from Bill when he shipped me out of New England, so I almost want to send him one of those Baker Mayfield tweets right now.
Essentially like a piece of garbage.
You should.
Ship me out.
The Patriots being back. Outrageous. The Rams still there. Crazy. McDonald being able to turn over the Seattle Seahawks. I guess I should point that out. Seattle Seahawks back in the NFC Championship game. We're not really giving that any love. That's a potential return to real greatness for them. And then obviously the Broncos being back. It's a huge kind of what is old is almost new again in this world of football.
Yeah, just huge for everybody on that graphic and more with just legacy. Like, these are true, like, legacy games. We always talk about the regular season is the regular season. Then you get into the playoffs. Then you get into these championship games to punch your ticket to the big dance. And then once you get there, whatever happens for coaches, for players, for quarterbacks specifically, like, this is going to live on forever. So we only got 3 more. We got to enjoy them. You talked about the storylines. There will always be, NFL will always, dominate the story. It'll be the combine and it'll be the draft. But we got to appreciate these actual football games, meaningful football games that we have left.
You talk about legacies. Sean Payton, we assume Hall of Fame coach, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Vrabel, we assume Hall of Fame coach, right? McVay,
yes.
We assume Hall of Fame coach. So it's just got McDonald out there, and guess what?
I think Vrabel got to win one.
Has to win Super Bowl as head coach.
I think so, yeah.
I think so as well. I think that's accurate. We assume he will.
Yeah.
But no guarantee.
No, true.
There's no guarantee.
We got to remember that, too. With great quarterbacks, with great – Josh Allen hasn't been to one yet. And, everybody on TV says he's the greatest most talented quarterback we've ever seen touch a football field. And I love Josh Allen as well. But it's not promised that you're going to get back to this point. I heard Ben Johnson in the press conference. Somebody said, hey, how do you build off this year? And he was like, look, we start back at square one just like every other of the 31 teams out there next season. And we know every year it's a different group in their locker room. We see now with owners speaking up more, some of the shit that goes on behind the scenes and why teams are bad year in and year out, decade in, decade out. Not the Bills. The Bills are obviously a good team, but it's a lot that has to go right. Yeah, injuries. For you to get to this point where you're playing on championship weekend with a chance just to get to the Super Bowl.
There's no building off of this. We go back to square one, Ben Johnson says. How do you build off this? There isn't any. I don't think you guys – well, you should actually because you guys haven't been here in a long time. It's so hard to get here. And then think about getting there like you're the Denver Broncos. Starting quarterback breaks his ankle right before the championship. It's like that's a heartbreaker.
Crazy.
Yeah. That is. And it happened to the Niners, I guess, when they played the Philadelphia Eagles a couple years ago. Was there 6 injuries in the first half?
Yeah, second play.
Brock Purdy couldn't throw a football. Then somebody got leg whipped. Got Bosa, I think, got
Bosa did, Bosa, shoulder, Fred Warner.
Went down. Yep. There was like 4 injuries in like the first quarter, first drive for the San Francisco 49ers. It's like you got to get so lucky injury-wise. And we're not talking even at this stage. We're talking throughout an entire season you have to get lucky injury-wise.
And Comment mentioned it earlier when Carson Wentz went down on that kind of MVP caliber season. And Nick Foles thankfully stepped up and played great, and it did go right for them. You went on and won a Super Bowl. Like, so many things just have to go right for you to actually get it done, and then people are going to talk about it forever. And a lot of times, a lot of that context is left out. Obviously, quarterbacks are different, but you could lose a star pass rusher. Michael Parsons, like that, you use a star receiver or a tight end's banged up, or your best guard is playing with a messed up injury. So it's a lot of things that got to go right from the coaching staff and the players.
On Micah Parsons' note, Hembo sent us a stat on Micah Parsons. You think you guys had the lead whenever he got hurt or something like that?
Yep.
From his injury on, you guys went 0-4. Yeah, let's see. The Packers were leading Broncos 23-21. We're talking about the Broncos. When Micah went down, they never won another game and had 4 sacks in their final 4 games. I mean, you talk about an injury just completely wrecking everything for a team. That was the Micah Parsons injury. So back to the point of getting to championship weekend, so much has to go right on every single play for you to be able to get to a point to get here, because the way salary caps are allotted, the way teams are kind of pieced together, you lose 1 or 2 pieces just accidentally for 3-4 weeks without knowing, let alone a flu comes through.
Yeah.
Something like that happens, that can derail everything you have going on.
A flag?
Oh, a terrible flag. That changes the whole course of careers. People have to move their families because of bad calls, which goes to Pagula's point. One bad call.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's get these refs out of here. Who's in charge of me? They're going to listen to me? Yeah. All right, I'll say something.
Okay.
It's like, thank you. Go in there. Let's go ahead and make sure we do that. Got to get so lucky to win. That's why what the Patriots did for 25 years. Insanity, actually.
Well, and that's the thing about like losing 1 or 2 pieces, and then some of these teams that are not even close to our radar gaining 1 or 2 pieces, like the Patriots and Drake May. They weren't in this conversation last year when we were forecasting, or the year before that. Like, we talk about Mendoza a lot, and who knows, because a lot needs to happen in Vegas. But like, Mendoza goes to Vegas. Are you that surprised if they become a legitimate team in the next 3 years with Mendoza? Like,
yes.
A lot of these teams. Yeah, I guess with Vegas, maybe it is a little different. Definitely with the Jets, you would think that too. But like, some of these teams come out of nowhere. The Commanders weren't good this year, but if they're great, next year with Jaden Daniels and he stays healthy, like nobody's that surprised because they just went to an NFC title game. And that's the whole, conversation about Burrow and the Bengals. Like if you look at the Bengals from when they went to the Super Bowl to now, it isn't a full-blown collapse, but it's pretty damn close. Like, it's pretty close. Even the Lions. The Lions were the kind of class of the NFC, not the top, but they were up there, and then they missed the playoffs. Like, every year is so different, and that's why it's the greatest league on earth. Like NBA, all these other leagues, you kind of know who's going to be there in the end.
Well, the Pacers, obviously, championship pedigree.
And that's a perfect example of a team kind of coming out of nowhere.
And also enjoy it.
And enjoy it while you have it, because you never know. The next year, it might be absolutely awful, but also who knows, because no one watches the NBA. But again, that is the NFL.
Now, on that note, I heard the numbers were up. Were they not up?
Yes.
I think their numbers were up.
I don't know. I haven't seen them. I mean, to be honest.
I saw last night it was Lakers Nuggets, I believe. I turned on in the middle of a Luka. Luka was getting
bit of a scorcher.
Yeah, I think he went from 26 points maybe to 33 points in like a minute and a half run or something like that. And it was like, okay, Luka's still doing it. LeBron had a cool pass.
Per usual.
Okay, and then I changed the channel. I went to something else. Should have stuck on that because I basically just did an internet clip on the actual TV.
Yeah.
So I think I gave him a rating, but that is what NBA is. It's hard not to just digitally take in the NBA. Show me the 3 highlights that happened last night.
Come on, guys.
And I'm telling you, it's hard for me right now, man. Maybe once football's over, I'll dive in. Last year was easy because it was like Tyrese is in there. Mm-hmm. His gray shoes are by far the best ones he's had. I had him on yesterday. I should have worn them today. I didn't know I was going to shout him out because obviously everything is scripted in this particular show. But whenever you watch just like highlights and get the score, who's in, who's out, that's really all I'm doing with the NBA right now. And I don't like that because I think we should pay attention to these sports more.
But the playoffs.
I think everybody's doing the same thing I'm doing, I think, that I know.
If you're flipping through the channels and you land on an NBA game and they don't have starters in, it is an absolute certainty that I will not be returning to that channel unless I'm watching the Celtics and Luka Garza is just fucking eating out there.
You got to have a personal connection.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You see KD locking down Wemby?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, all of a sudden, I have a personal connection to that.
Yeah.
It's like, wait a second. Kevin Durant was originally the potential full NBA changer. Too tall. He's too skinny to be how tall he is. He's got to pull on weight. Slim Reaper said, I don't think so, pal. Mm-hmm. Okay, actually, I'm just going to go ahead and do all this other shit. So for him to now have to face the next, hey, this guy's going to cheat. This is the game changer in this. And then for him to take it upon himself.
Love that.
I love everything about it. KD still got it.
Yeah.
I like that everything's happening. And this isn't a playoff game. This is middle of January, him locking it down. It's like there's always good highlights, good storylines. And the NBA will get us through a time whenever we need them. We need to remember that the NBA will do that for all of us.
The playoffs are incredible. That run when it is like NBA and NHL playoffs every single night, multiple games, those are great. The only problem is, like in the NBA especially, it's typically 1, 2, 3, 4. As far as seeding goes, that's going to be in the quarters, then the conference finals, and then the finals. Like there is never really a surprise 7 or 8 seed making a massive run. In the NHL, you can make an argument all 8, can go and win it. At least the 8 seed can at least go and win it. That's how the Florida Panthers basically started this entire run. But
seeding is kind of stupid too. That's one thing I don't. I love hockey.
About the NHL?
Yeah, I don't like the seeding.
You're from Hockey Beach.
I am. Hockey Town.
No, the town.
A.K.A. Hockey Beach.
You're at Hockey Beach, yes. You're not Hockey Town.
Yeah. You just got to get in the dance this year.
Oh,
sorry, Foxy.
Yeah, playing like a bunch of hockey beaches.
Little baby back Hockey Beach.
I just saw Bobby come out of the net and start throwing them things. Now, I don't.
It was sick.
He didn't get the best of the other guy.
Oh, yeah.
I liked it. I love to see. I didn't know that happened.
Goalies?
Yeah, I never seen this goalie scrap.
Yeah, it's usually a pretty dramatic situation because think about the crowd. The crowd's all back. They could see the entire. You see a lot of pads in movement coming from one side, and then obviously you see the other one agreeing. It's like everybody immediately gets excited about it. The least amount of fighting experience. Probably the most to lose if they were to hurt themselves, right, in this situation. Them getting after each other is a beautiful thing. Yeah, this is good for hockey. Obviously rips the helmet off. I'm going to keep my helmet on, obviously. Nope. Boom. Boom. Bang. With all those pads, it's going to be tough. And when you lose these hockey fights, which we are fans of.
Mm-hmm.
We are fans of the hockey fights. We like that in 2026, a sport has fighting still as a way to handle business amongst each other. Like, hey, what you just did, we don't like. We're going to have to fight for that. Then let's move on. If you're losing those, I feel like, in boxing, how you just like kind of hug. Hockey, you got to get that thing to the ice.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you get to the ice, normally help is on the way. Now, I have seen guy getting his ass beat, like, oh, we got to get this to the ice. Guy picks him up off the ice, continues fighting. That's
really tough.
That's the worst case scenario, I think. And some of these fighters, not these goalies, obviously, and once again, we can't say thank you enough to both these over there in Shark Cage and down there in Hockey Beach, having the goalies kind of get after it, anytime that's happening. But some of these hockey fighters, I think they could have been professional boxers if they wanted to. And then they're like 6'7" as well. What was Zadano?
Chara on skates, I believe, was 6'9". I think he is 6'7" or 6'6" off skates.
And he was a professional fighter.
Could you see him in the business?
Unless he was 6'9" and then 6'11"
He was
on
6'9"
skates.
without skates.
There it is.
6'9" without skates.
6'7" with him, yeah.
And he was an actual professional fighter. Yeah.
Jeez. He's tallest ever.
Tom Wilson's like 6'4", 250, right?
Yeah, and he's a menace. He's a problem. That whole Capitals team is just so mean.
Ryan Reeves.
Revo.
Revo got his bell rung.
I saw that.
Ovi will run you, too. Ovi will run you. He's not. The Russians aren't scared to kind of run you. Gino Malkin will get in a fight if he has to for the Penguins. How are the Penguins doing right now?
How do you think, Pat? Pretty damn good.
Yeah, and Malkin, I've seen Malkin get called kind of a crybaby, not as much as mix it up. I mean, look, I'm a fan of the Bad News Bees, so all we do is throw down. Granted, we got our freaking shit pushed in by the Dallas Stars last night, but that's because we're a throwdown team. In Texas hockey, they're finesse, and finesse wins.
Every once in a while.
In a 7-game series, finesse wins 3 times. But that's the thing about one of those teams. Rooting for a team who actually is trying to just beat your ass is one of the best parts of being a fan.
True.
Yeah.
That was the Florida Panthers.
Yeah.
There was like audio coming out from the bench from the coach just saying, hey, listen, we're up 4, but let's make sure we're getting bodies on these guys. Game 6, Game 7, let's see if their bodies can handle it. It's like everything is a spar, basically. Every extra little shot, just trying to make them survive. In the NHL, the injuries, they'll tape you together.
Oh, yeah.
They don't care.
Literally flip you up, put you on the ice, and kind of just shove you out there and say, do it. Go do it. I'm getting paid less than every other sport. You're lucky to do it, right?
Hell yeah.
You got a broken spine? Cool. Let me tell you about Mario Lemieux. Guy had cancer and a broken spine. Scored 2 goals and had an assist. So, let's not have a broken mouth either. Go ahead and get out there and do it. That is kind of the hockey culture. Beautiful thing. We can't wait for full NHL time and NBA time. Is Big Ten basketball happening?
Full swing right now, baby.
Is Big Ten the power conference in basketball?
Yes, it is.
Really?
Yeah.
Who won the national championship last year?
Florida.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so that's the SEC, obviously.
Right.
They had, how many teams were in there? 13 or something?
Yeah, they were the conference last year that had a bunch of teams. Normally Big Ten.
Oh, so this year the Big Ten's back to being on top whenever it comes to hoops. Who are the teams I'm hearing about? Because there's some blue blood basketball schools up there in the Big Ten.
Oh, yeah.
That I'm excited to kind of watch take March Madness.
Sure. You're always going to have your Michigan States. Michigan this year is arguably one of the best teams in the country.
Nebraska.
Purdue. Nebraska. Purdue as well. The Iowa Hawkeyes are pretty solid. But if you're watching Big Ten, the only team you're probably going to hear about is the UCLA Bruins, because their head coach Mick Cronin won't shut his fucking mouth. All he does is bitch and whine about everything. Any opportunity he gets to.
Jeez.
They just beat Purdue, number 4 team in the country the other night. And how does he spend his time at the podium? By going at the Big Ten and bitching about their schedule and pouting about how they got to go on the road and all this kind of stuff. Listen, everyone deals with it, okay? The Big Ten wasn't asking for these fucking schools from the West Coast to be in the conference. But guess what? Their moron of a commissioner basically said, like, I don't want this anymore, okay? Pac-12, no more. And they folded the whole league, and the Big Ten said, you know what? UCLA, you're a blue blood. You're a blue blood. USC, you're a blue blood. Oregon, we'll take you for football. We're going to need you for football. So, yeah, we'll give a home for you guys. They come in. You don't hear anything from Oregon complaining about travel. Because guess what? That's kind of just the way it is when your commissioner decides, hey, you're not going to play schools around you anymore. You're going to have to start flying to Piscataway, New Jersey, and shit like that. But for some reason, Mick Cronin That little sawed-off fucker, he's the only one who's got any issue with it, and he complains all the time. And if it's not that, he's complaining about his players, or he's complaining about NIL, or he's complaining about, that it was 68 degrees in Westwood in L.A. instead of 75. This guy's the top 5 highest-paid coach in NCAA basketball. Quit acting like you're a fucking garbage man, pal, okay? Your job's not that difficult, okay? Just shut up. Do what you got to do, especially don't be bitching after you beat the number 4 team in the country. I hope Tony Petiti calls him today and he's like, listen, you little rat bastard. You like coaching in the Big Ten? Okay, do you? Because guess what? We'll toss your ass out of there. We'll bring in Cal State Northridge to the Big Ten.
All right, so I sense a little bit of...
I'm sick of it. I've hated this guy since he was at Cincinnati, okay? And whatever, that's fine. UCLA is, John Wooden, the greatest to ever do it.
Statue downtown.
He'd be rolling over in his fucking grave if he knew Mick Cronin was coaching the Bruins. If you are a Big Ten basketball fan, you hate this guy. You just do. Everyone does. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick of hearing it. I'm sick of all the potting. This guy lives in L.A. and he's making like $7 million a year. Shut up, okay? Just shut the fuck up. I've been wanting to say that for I don't know, what is 2026? I've been wanting to say that for about 10 years.
Yeah.
2016.
Sound like you're pretty well prepared.
Yeah.
I want to let you know you nailed it. I don't know how many times you practiced that.
Oh, I've said that verbatim to, anyone who will listen many times over the course of the last 10 years.
So why we waited 10 years for this exact moment is because he's attacking the Big Ten, and you're like, excuse me, sir.
Yeah. Shut up, pal. Just be happy with your seat at the table, okay? Okay, and again, if you want to bitch and like if they played 5 out of their first 7 games on the road, you lose all 5 of those or 4 of those, sure, you can bitch and whine a little bit about that. You just beat the number 4 team in the country last night. Maybe and he's a self-serving prick, so he'd never do this. But maybe shout out your players. Say, hey, congrats to my guys for fighting their asses off and getting a top 5 victory. But what does he do? No, he pats about how much they got to fly on their private planes and, all that kind of stuff. I'm done with it.
Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is another Big Ten hero. Mm-hmm. He's a college football national champion, Super Bowl champion, Ryder Cup winner. Big Ten human of the century.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, AJ Hawk.
Yeah, Hawk.
Did you know this? Have you caught this diatribe before about Coach
Mick Cronin?
Yeah, a little bit. I actually talked to Ty about it, I think, on the trip because the Ohio State Buckeyes had beaten Mick Cronin in the UCLA Bruins a couple of days prior to that. So, yeah, I got to see a little bit of him on the side. He's a fiery coach, I would say, on the sidelines, no doubt.
Yeah, he's not just fiery. I guess what Ty's saying is he's miserable all the time. You win a game, you're whining. You lose a game, you're whining. You don't have a conference, you whine. You end up in a conference, you whine. It's like, hey, you're UCLA, dude. Like, let's go ahead and do this thing. I do remember that Ty, I think a lot of things you said, I do not know Coach Cronin well enough to know if
I don't know him at all.
Okay. This is just from outside looking in?
Yeah.
All right. This is your thought. Until I meet him, I would like to reserve judgment.
Sure.
But it does seem like he is a bit negative on a regular basis.
All the time.
Yes, he buries his players a lot, right?
He does.
In that kind of the thing?
Yeah.
That might be his style of motivation. He's won.
Yeah, he was good at Cincinnati. I mean, he's never
won it all?
No, he never won the big one. You kidding me? Guy's 5'3", sawed-off little fucker. You think these guys want to listen to him when he's getting under their asses? I don't think so.
Didn't he have a team that fought everybody at Cincinnati?
Cincinnati and Xavier got in a
big
time scrap. I can't remember if he was there at that time. I think he might have been, but I just don't like it. You can be like Sig. Sig is, he's a boy. He's a hard ass. I don't think he's having too many lovey-dovey conversations with his players. It's probably not that easy being on like a SIG coach football team. You ever hear one of those guys say anything negative about him? Or any of those guys who wouldn't run through, a hail of bullets and bombs to play for that guy?
No, I don't think.
No, you wouldn't.
No,
you wouldn't.
You would.
You don't hear too many guys defending Mick Cronin. That's all I'm saying.
We'll see if he wins, if Natty or not.
He won't.
Because he might. He just beat the number 4 team.
He won't. Not this year.
He just beat the number 4 team in the country.
Number 1 team right now, you know who?
Who?
Arizona. Cole Peak.
Oh, we like Arizona.
Right here. Yeah. Number 2 team, UConn Huskies. Michigan.
Wow. Men's?
Purdue. Yeah, men's. Number 1 in women's. Undefeated. 18-1 men's. 13-game win streak.
So you guys stay independent because of basketball?
They're in the Big East.
Oh, so they're not
Basketball?
independent.
No.
Just football is independent.
Just football.
Yeah, no one wants them.
Unfortunately, they recruiting in the Northeast.
You guys keep all that money. That's why, right?
Yeah, if they make the playoff.
They got to figure it out. But Coach
You get the
Campbell's
playoffs, you get a lot of money.
Yeah, you do. If you're an independent like Notre Dame and you make the playoff and everything, it's really good for you. But if you're an independent like UConn, it kind of stinks, I think, being independent.
Yeah, they're saying John Candle is pretty much next Cignetti though.
So he's gone then.
No, he's going to build. He's going to bring his.
Isn't his name Justin Candle?
No, it's Coach Candle. All right.
I mean, your last coach went to where?
He's relevant right now.
He went from UConn to
His name's
Colorado
Jason
State.
Candle.
We're both
That's
wrong.
what I said.
apologize.
Jason Candle.
John Candle.
Hey, sometimes, hey, come on. We're talking to Mike a long time. Sometimes you mix little
John,
names up.
well, no,
Light the candle, all right?
To your point, Johnny Candle. I
He's a
believe
dog,
in
too.
Johnny Candle.
Yeah, he's a
Jason Candle, I don't know.
Yeah, Jason Candle's a good one.
It just makes me think of Jason Campbell, and then my first thought is, why isn't Jason Campbell the coach?
Well, it would be cool if that was the situation. Jason Candle, though, I heard, is from Wichita.
Oh.
Every once in a while, you speak into a microphone,
He's a shocker.
get some things wrong. I think
The
he's from.
pride of Wichita.
D-Butt said he gets people daily that come up to him and say, Wichita, how'd you do it? He said,
I believe it. I believe it. That's
It's on the
a
video. It's
signature
on
moment.
WWE game, the video game.
Yeah.
It was on the game. Signed on the game. The business. It's the business, kid.
That is business. I was lucky to be a part of the WWE Unreal on Netflix, AJ.
Sweet.
That debuted yesterday. I appreciate the fact that it exists so I could show, like, Mackenzie when she gets older and if baby boy, and everything, and hopefully their grandkids. It's a cool thing to kind of remember and have and keep. When I originally heard about the WWE Unreal on Netflix concept, I, like everybody else, I think that's like wrestling fans, hated the idea of it. Just like, I don't like that we're doing this. Like, I understand that now we're in the world of having to make content, having to keep up, having to evolve, having to see all this other stuff. I just thought, I don't like it. I like the suspension of belief. I like people thinking that what they're seeing. I like whenever the wrestlers live their gimmick full time. I don't like hearing other names other than what I see on TV. Like, that's just kind of what I grew up on, I think, as a wrestling fan. So as soon as I heard about this WWE Unreal, and I'm not saying anything that anybody else hasn't said, it's just like, I hated it. I did not like that it was happening at all. So then you watch season 1, and it's like, all right, is this going to ruin it for future generations? Like, are fans going to stop being fans of wrestling because now they legitimately know? There's obviously always everybody had an inclination. Everybody kind of maybe knew, but once you see it, then it's like an actual reality as opposed to just in theory. Because you always want to have a little bit of belief of what's going on is actually naturally happening. Like when Adam Cole came into our studio, that was a shoot, brother.
Yeah, that's right.
That was a shoot.
It was.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot means for real. Work means work. Feels like they're making everything look like a work, and you can't feel as if there's a shoot happening strictly because of this WWE Unreal. That's what I was worried about, because you want people thinking a shoot's happening even though it's a work. And you can't work yourself into a shoot. If it's a work, it's a work. You can't let it be a shoot. So whenever I thought they were giving away Unreal, I thought they're giving away the work for shoot. But instead, what I learned is it was pretty cool to see how the sausage was made in the storylines. And I think learning a little bit more about this business that I'd been a fan of my entire life was cool, because even though I was able to work there and lucky enough to be a part of some of the things they had going on, I didn't know all the other stuff that was still happening up in Connecticut or in behind scenes or anything like that. I wasn't even handed script whenever I was commentating. I had no idea what was about to happen. I knew like carryover from last week. I knew the storylines. I thought what was could happen. And maybe I'm the first commentator ever. I'm not 100% sure. You would have to check with that. But I legitimately had no idea for most things that were happening. Now, if I was involved, obviously it would have to be because there's a lot of pieces. But, like, I enjoyed the thought of, like, this is entertainment. I'm going to disappear. After watching Unreal, it was cool to watch. And then when I was asked if I wanted to be a part of it, I immediately said no. I said no. They bring camera in here. Mm-hmm. I say, this is my building. Turn the camera off. Camera guy, I'm good friends with. Everybody basically at WWE behind the scenes, we get along very well with. They're all hardworking, good people. Guy puts camera somewhere else, hides it in there, just tells me, afterwards, like, hey, we did get some stuff, just so you know that. And I was like, Joey, I appreciate you doing that, but also, why'd you do that? I don't like that I'm a part of this. He said, you're going to like it when in the end, though. You're going to want to remember this. You're going to want to remember this. And that's how I feel after watching it. Like, I hated that I was a part of it. I didn't want to be a part of it. Obviously, there's other people in the wrestling world that should certainly be spotlighted, I think, representing the wrestling world as opposed to me, outsider who just had an opportunity to do some things with them. But after watching it, I'm like thankful that they documented it. I'm very thankful that I have a chance to relive it if I have to, later in life. And I think it's only helping the business after learning how people have become fans of the business because of the show. So I didn't even really think of that angle. I thought you were going to lose people. I didn't even think about the people that became fans of wrestling because of that show. So lucky to be a part of it. Thankful to be a part of it. It's available now on Netflix. I think Jelly Roll has a seg on there somewhere. Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch were a part of the episode, the first episode. And yeah, it was interesting watching it all back. And then that interview, the camera was really close to my face. Did you guys know how close that camera was to my face?
It didn't look that close when they set it up there.
Yeah, that lens was, my face ain't supposed to be like that. That's the first thing I thought to myself, geez, Louise, you can't be that. That's not a good thing. And then it was the whole thing. I was like, okay, good. Let's see how this
do the wrestling marks, are they appreciative of the series?
I don't know. I think at the beginning they hated them, but now it just all adds fodder for them on the internet. So I think they like it because it adds more stuff, I think it's
cool. It shows how much how much everybody cares. Like that's what I take from it. Like I think it should bring more fans on that maybe are casual or don't really watch much wrestling. They would watch that and be like, yeah, okay, I'm going to check out the product now because these guys are like, they are so all in and just, there's so many moving pieces too.
I think the effort and the thought behind every decision that is made is showcased in there, which I appreciate because like once you hear about all the things that are going into one particular thing and how many opinions and ideas and thoughts and breakdown, it's like, wow, there's some really deep thinking stuff happening right here in front of our face.
Oh, it changes too.
Yeah. And on the fly, injuries, you talk about injuries, travel, all that type of stuff that changes on the fly. I think it's overall, it's good for the business, but boy, at the beginning, I hated it and I did not want to be a part of it. Thankful that I was, lucky and honored that I was a part of it.
Yeah, as a fan, growing up as a huge fan, huge mark, and then kind of getting away from it and getting back into it when you were into it. And then when Paul Heyman came on the show, I think the Unreal stuff had just came out, and I forget who asked him, but I feel like he gave a great answer, and that kind of was like, okay, it may be cool to see a little more behind the scenes and talking about being in 2026 now with all the access and all the different shoot sports as well. So it is interesting to see.
Yeah, it was. It'll be a cool thing to show the later lineage of my life. To say, hey, this is what this was. There was. I mean, Bruce Pritchard pitching. I was win. Shout out Bruce.
Yeah,
appreciate you, Bruce. It's a shoot sport, though. It's a real sport. So how could you have somebody beat somebody in wrestling that's not supposed to do that?
And that's why I'm out on it for now.
That was crazy. There were some things that were said in there. I was like, "Oh, it's interesting to do that." Like Chelsea Green can't beat these. It's like, well, why?
Why not? Anybody can beat anybody.
And I think that it adds that too. I think that adds to that whole thing with Unreal. It's like, well, who said a ranking system said like who it's rest. It's
yeah, exactly.
Oh, we're down on ESPN. Completely down on ESPN.
Oh yeah,
blue screen.
It just came back. It looks like.
And 5, 4, 3, 2, and
interesting.
Still blue screen.
Wow, no, I still see blue screen over there.
After we talk about the business,
I'll tell you what. Listen, you put a blue screen up there. This could be good. We could act like we're doing it on purpose. We could act like we're doing it on purpose. And
it's back.
Boom.
A lot of, back in the day, what's his name? The guy
Andy Kaufman.
Yeah, he would put in static into the actual show, so people would have to stand up and hit their TVs. Like just trolling as he's making TV. Awesome. Only had like 3 channels. We're forced to watch this thing. This guy puts in the middle, starts going like this. Everybody in their houses gets up. Come on! Starts hitting the TV. Then it goes back to working, make him sit down, just on purpose. So we'll act like that was on purpose.
A lot of people still don't know F-bombs are muted on ESPN. They think something's wrong with the audio. Because it is muted, I think, far too long. It's like a good 3 to 5 seconds when it drops. When I'm watching on like ESPN, I'm not on the show. And a lot of people, hey, something's wrong with the audio? No, just watch it on YouTube if you want.
They're very long. And
yeah,
I have multiple times I've said, like, can we shorten that or whatever? We should shorten that. And they go, well, this is just a safe buffer. So, unless we were to hire somebody that did it on this side, I don't think they are ever going to agree to shortening it, from my understanding, from what has happened. But with that being said, live and uncensored right here on YouTube, baby.
That's right, baby.
Like we always have been. Now, speaking of being live, we got to do a segment that we do every single week live. You know, AQ Shipley travels out from the desert. This guy's number 2 color commentator around the NFL via some poll.
Yeah,
okay,
that's right.
A poll certainly happened and said he was good. He's also a guy who loves ball. He's a Super Bowl champion, obviously, and a guy who watches every single minute and every single play of every single game of the big boys, the offensive linemen. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to go in the trenches with AQ Shipley.
Hey,
AQ, we cash you this week with ranking the 4 offensive lines that are left for championship weekend going forward. You came back to us with this list right here. Seattle Seahawks, number 1 O-line.
Okay.
And championship weekend. Rams, number 2. The NFC's got the big boys.
Okay.
Right. Then the AFC championship teams. The Denver Broncos come in 3rd. And then dead last or 3rd runner-up. The New England Patriots offensive line is the lowest ranked offensive line of championship weekend. AQ, would you like to explain your rankings, or how do you want to break this down on how you got to this point?
Yeah, we'll start with the worst of the weekend and the worst moving forward. And it starts with just one guy. It was Will Campbell. He's been struggling a little bit recently ever since he came back from his injury. But the rest of the group, I texted Conman. I said, not bad. Pretty good group. But you can't give up all the pressures and all the sacks off the left side. I really like this group. But if you take a look at this particular play, they need to do more of this. They need to run behind big Onwenu. We've talked about him a bunch this year. This is a cross-dog blitz. If we can run this back real quick, AJ knows a lot about this. He ran a lot of this in Green Bay. So the first linebacker to the right, he's going to blitz, and they're going to get someone over the top. Look at Onwenu, transition into the double team, get everybody down inside, bounce it outside, you get a huge run off the right side.
Okay, what is his DIMS?
Onwenu, I believe he is 6 feet 330, and I believe he's about 3 feet wide.
Yeah, that guy's like an actual spark plug there. What a body mover. This is against Houston Texans defense, obviously incredibly heralded. Now, you're saying Will Campbell struggling since returning from injury. What is it? Power, finesse, technique, everything?
Well, the big thing is I thought this whenever he was coming out of college. I thought he struggled a little bit against the bull rush in college. Early on in the season, he's getting a lot of finesse guys off the edge. He did a good job. But anytime he gets pressed, anytime he gets the long arm bull rush, which Will Anderson ate his lunch in this past game.
What is the answer to that as a tackle? What should be if he was going to the shipyard? Will Campbell's showing up at the shipyard every single morning. What's the answer to potentially stopping that fire? Because that's going to continue as long as people know that's what.
Quick set him, AQ?
No, I think the biggest thing is you just got to anchor quicker. When you watch him, he walks his feet back. You got to anchor. So once you feel the bull rush, you can see it. Once they're up the field and they turn into you, that's the bull rush. Immediately get your hands on, anchor, get both feet in the ground. And then we start rolling the hip. Then we start rolling the hip. There it is. That's called bull hop press right there. That's a perfect technique.
It's great reps.
Perfect.
Yeah, couple good reps.
Did you see? And also the same. Because they're holding on.
That's it.
Hopping backwards.
Is that why the arms are a big deal with tackles?
Yeah, that's the other thing. They questioned his arm length, and I know a lot of O-line coaches have questioned that. But again, at the end of the day, he played against a lot of these guys with long arms in the SEC. So I don't necessarily fully attribute that. I think he's just a young guy that's got to He's got to figure it out against these guys who are studs when they turned into a bull rush.
So the bull hop drill is the one that would make his offseason better for him next year?
Absolutely. We got bull hop press. We got to get a little stronger. We got to develop a little bit.
And Vrabel would do that certainly in the offseason.
Right. Yeah.
Excited to see what Will Campbell would do. And once again, there's only 4 offensive lines left.
Mm-hmm.
So saying they're the worst ranked.
Correct.
This is championship weekend still.
That's right.
This offensive line got the Patriots to the AFC Championship. Obviously, you wouldn't make it without them.
They were also my number 6. I know we only ranked the top 5 throughout the year, but I showed Conman they were my number 6 throughout the year.
Good offensive line, just whenever it comes to championship weekend,
Yep.
all good offensive lines. Let's go to number 3.
Yeah, let's take a look at the Denver Broncos. Here, I got a 2-clip sequence here. These are back-to-back plays. The reason why I want to show this, take a look at number 1, Evan Ingram. See him right there in the wing? He's going to go out. This is an RPO. Look what it does to the linebacker. That's how you get the big gaping hole. Okay, cool. We did to the left. Let's go back to the right on the next play. Evan Ingram, send him out again. They must have had a tell on Buffalo's defense. Again, another big gaping hole.
Need to do more of that.
Need to do a lot more of that because they kind of abandoned the run a little bit. They wanted to get the quarterback involved in the run game, which obviously ended his season. I wish they wouldn't have done that, but just hand it off. And there's a possibility that J.K. Dobbins is back this week.
Wow, J.K. Dobbins.
We got to play some zone AQ. We can't be chasing guys to the flat and they're running right behind us. We got to play some zone now.
So that's what you meant by tell, AJ? You think is what AQ said? Like they knew that was man-to-man coverage. If we just flare this guy out, we should remove a body from the box, AJ?
Yeah, you don't have to block him. I've been a part of that early on in my career. We're matching up tight ends, and they come out with 12 personnel tight ends on the line, both sides, and just run us to the flat, and our two outside backers are gone. We're on the sidelines, and the guy's running right behind us.
And you guys are just married to your assignment, so you have to go there, even though probably your intuition from the way people talk about the way you played ball was telling you need to be inside to make a tackle.
Yeah, but then you peek inside to make a tackle, and he pulls it and throws it to the guy in the flat, and he turns up for 40.
That's the pass option.
And who's that on?
Yep. That's on you. You got both. That's all you. Your number one responsibility is that guy in pass coverage. But, hey, I'm like, all right, well, the guy's almost knocking me over running behind me.
And do you think that's why every coach says, do your job, just do your job, do your job? Because something might feel stupid. Like, for instance, you're definitely just getting run to your own sideline right now. But if you don't, there's a chance it's on your ass. Right now, it's on everybody else's ass. We need this to just be on, do your job. Yeah. Just do your job.
That was obviously on Sean McDermott. That's why they kicked him the hell out of the building. But yeah. And then as a pro, sometimes you just got to massage it. Sometimes you got to show the quarterback one thing, maybe game and get back in there.
Yep.
You know, you got to play it. Got to play the game.
All right, let's go to the NFC. The two best offensive lines remaining in AQ Shipley's eyes. Los Angeles Rams. What do you think about their offensive line?
I love their offensive line, but here's a big reason why. Look what they do with Puka Nacua. Nobody does this. They motion him across. They use him as a fullback on the front side in an ISO scheme. Then we take a look at the backside combo. Coleman, Shelton, the center, the right guard, Kevin Dotson, they get him back from injury for the playoffs, and all of a sudden, you get movement, and there's another big gaping hole.
I love everything about that. The Los Angeles Rams able to run the ball. Everybody talks about Sean McVay as this offensive wizard. A lot of it goes through the ground.
A lot of it goes through the ground, and they completely switched. I know I've mentioned it ad nauseum this year. They've switched from an 11-personnel team to a 13-personnel team. The other interesting thing that they do is even when they're in 12 personnel, they can use Puka Nacua as a tight end or a fullback, and it becomes 22 or 13 personnel. And what they're able to do with him, I mean, he inserts as a ISO fullback on this play, and it's incredible, and gets the kick out. It's incredible.
Yeah, they were doing that with Malachi Toney down there in Miami. Yep. It's an interesting little new wrinkle to if you have a skill position that can be added into your box, basically. You got a new big body. Okay, let's go to the number one offensive line you say for the rest of the time this season. Seattle Seahawks winning the Super Bowl. That's what AK said, basically.
Let's start with their fullback, Robbie Oots. I love this guy, and ever since they got him back, Robbie Oots has been fantastic. He was a tight end. He was a tight end at Alabama. They make him a fullback, and they love to go I formation. Look at Cooper Kupp setting the edge, get this thing started on the edge, pull some guys around. You get Oots out in space, outrun. And what a fullback does, we've talked about it over and over again, is it creates leverage. It allows the offensive lineman to work back. Gray Zabel, another phenomenal game. This rookie's been outstanding. Cooper Kupp in the run game, outstanding. And this is one of the last plays you'll see of Charbonnet this season, but Kenneth Walker's a dog.
Yes, Kenneth Walker be walking 3 touchdowns, obviously. Oots in the fullback position. They're the nickel of the offense. You know, you have to be a linebacker and a corner. The fullback has to be an offensive lineman, a tight end, a running back. And, he has to know everybody's play. And don't be too slow to get in the way. What Oots is doing there is special.
Oots' boots going up and down. I mean, look how fast that guy is.
Oots' boots all over the field. I mean, I love that his name is Oots. That's a perfect fullback name.
How do you think you spell Oots?
Can I get country of origin?
I would guess Czechoslovakian.
I'd guess
sure.
O-O-O-O-O-O-T-Z.
Oots.
I think it's O-U-S-Z-T.
That's wrong.
Okay. That sounds like...
something like that.
Country of origin would have helped.
Yeah.
I think we would have got that.
Definitely would have helped.
That's the top 4.
Hell yeah.
Congratulations. Number 1 overall offensive line in the trenches is the Seattle Seahawks. Their defense is outrageous, too. Seattle Seahawks, Los Angeles Rams, Denver Broncos, Patriots. I guess we lost signal sending to them. They lost signal. Bruce was telling me in the middle of that why we went to a blue on the thing. So there's a little transmission issue. Maybe it's because of the cold. Hey, listen.
Possible.
They're saying it's about to get so cold, trees are going to explode.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. What?
Yeah.
So it's awesome.
Wait, what?
Yeah. When
trees that have been forever and ever and ever and ever?
Yeah. So these trees have been able to weather storms in the past?
Forever.
All of them.
From what we're reading, there's a chance these trees say, hey, I can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Boom. Max velocity, okay? Exploding trees are possible in the Midwest and Northern Plains on Friday and Saturdays. Temperatures are forecast to fall below 20 degrees below zero. So, exploding tree risk is right here across the top. You see, most of Michigan's really in trouble. Minnesota, the Dakotas really got to look out there, and Illinois misses it, but Wisconsin, I'm sorry. So good luck as you roll over there.
Do we have any video footage of trees exploding?
Saskatoon is up in Canada.
More north.
Yeah,
That's Calgary.
But on that note, I would have thought that these trees in this particular part of the world could have been through cold weather before. But they're saying now's the time.
Historic.
We got messaging from the trees. They said if there's one more cold day, we've had it. Saw a video of a tree blowing up in Iowa.
You did?
Yeah, that's what I want to see.
Had a lot of smoke. This one has 87,000 views. We have no idea. So cold in Iowa, trees explode. Just so happen to have a perfect camera shot on this particular tree.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what happened.
Seen that before, Ty?
No human interaction there, right?
No.
None.
But all I'm saying is, it's about to be cold. Okay? Obviously, the things that have just been reported by those people and not by us. Just look out for the trees. Maybe go have a talk with your trees before it gets a little bit too cold
I'm
here.
gonna cut them all down. I'm gonna cut them all down and get them away. That's a danger. I gotta cut it. I got my place is tree line on 3 sides. I got a long couple days ahead of me.
And I'm not laughing because I think this is all bullshit. I'm laughing strictly because I've never heard this before. I'm 38 years old. I feel like it gets cold all the time. So now just this popping into my life is awesome, and I appreciate where we are as a society.
Joe never told you that before?
Joe Norris, hey, let's go on, bundle up. Going to get cold out there. Them trees, boy, the bark's been through a couple.
Mm-hmm.
It's about to go through another one. I think the only time trees are mentioned. Maybe smoke some was dropped by the door over there. You know, every once in a while. Hey, we got a blizzard coming. Hey, let's go to Hammer. Dahn. What year was that blizzard where they told us basically just go ahead and lock it down for about, I don't know, 2 weeks. You don't have school?
Was it the one in 94, 95? Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah, I think it was 94, 93 maybe? Was it 93?
It could be early 90s. Yeah.
I think it was a 93 blizzard. Joe, let us know.
I think you're right.
93 blizzard.
I think so. The blizzard of 93.
Do you remember?
I do remember.
Just nothing for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Joe Nora basically going on TV and was like, hell's coming from the sky. Everything shut down. Nobody leave their house.
There was another one in, I want to say 2009 through 2010. You would have been down in Morgantown, Snowshoe, West Virginia. Got a bunch. It was a big one too that Joe talked to us about.
Russia's getting 100 feet or something. Snow.
Yeah, they got 80 feet of snow.
How do we believe that one?
People are jumping out of their building.
What's that? It's
propaganda.
I mean, we question everything. We question the moon landing, and we're not going to question 80 feet of snow.
Okay, so did Grok put together the 80 feet of snow? What we hope happened? Oh, you think this is like a race between Russia and
I don't trust anything
America?
that comes out of the USSR.
Okay, so this is a rekindling of the Cold War with we're the coldest. Okay. We got 80 feet of snow. They beat us. Is that what you're saying?
Are those trees exploding? I mean, you would think that's much colder than here.
The snow is keeping them bundled up. They're warm.
They don't have trees in Russia.
All right, joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is a national champion who needs to stay away from any cold trees. Because this man's future is incredibly bright. Obviously, what we've seen him do over the last couple of years, where he transfers from JMU, goes to Indiana with Coach Cignetti, becomes a multiple-time All-Big Ten player. Now he's a national champion. We can't wait to see who drafts him in the NFL. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us, linebacker Aiden Fisher.
Yay!
Aiden, how you doing, buddy?
Good. How you guys doing?
Watch out for these trees, Aiden. I don't know if you've heard. There's a chance these things are going to
I'm hearing them.
Yeah. Well, don't.
Floating up north, man.
Okay. All right. Stay south, maybe. Go train down south. Congratulations on winning the national championship. You made some huge plays, obviously, in that game down there, but your team seemingly always perfect, fundamentally sound. That's how we talked about your defense. You guys obviously heard the outside noise about how perfect and attention to detail your defense was, and did you take pride in that? Why do you think that was kind of your guys' MO throughout the entirety?
Yeah, I think for us, everybody talks about, the misfits thing and nobody's really the fastest or the biggest, the strongest or anything. But, we just do all the little things right. And then when it comes down to those little details that you talk about, I think that was kind of like the separating factors in a lot of these games where, we came out, on top. But, it's just a bunch of guys that just really wanted to win. Even when I first came here, Just a really good mix of guys that just want to win and are hungry for wins. We just kind of got the intangibles that were made up of the right things.
Yeah, it was fun to watch your team. I like the way you guys celebrated together. I like the way you played together. I love the way Sig operated. I think you guys got a celebration coming on Saturday down there in Bloomington. Excited for the city to kind of show you love and your state show you love. Can you talk to me about, Fernando wasn't able to really go as much as he had the previous 2 playoff games. Felt like it was going to have to be the defense that answered the call. Did you guys take that onus upon yourselves before the game? During the game, is there a moment where it's like, hey, offense obviously not going to be able to score 50 today. It can be us. You guys get a blocked punt for a touchdown. You make crucial plays whenever you had to have stops. Is that happening during the game? You guys are having that chat saying we can win this? Or is that the mindset of the defense for the entirety of the season?
Yeah, I think a little combination of both. Those close games that we knew we were going to be, points were going to be scarce. It was going to be a lot harder to score a lot of points versus, great teams like this. And then we kind of knew at halftime going into that third quarter, it was just going to be a war and that we need to, tighten down. And when it came down the stretch, we're going to have to make some plays. We're going to have to put some points on the board for us. We're going to have to eliminate, a lot of their points. So, obviously, Miami was a great offense. Their O-line was great, and they have, guys all over the field that are going to play on Sunday. So we knew that we were going to have to, really lock in for the last couple possessions. And I'm glad my guy Jamari Sharp was able to get that pick to seal it.
Him taking off his helmet was spectacular. We were right there. We were standing. Did you see us? Do you not see anybody? Can you guys know that we're there? It feels like we are a bit distracting. It does. Now that I'm looking back on it. I mean, Connor's, when that kid misses that 50-yard field goal, Connor's in the end zone going like this right next to the ref with his Adidas jumpsuit on. And when Sharp gets that pick, he runs 2 yards in front of us, basically. And I see him contemplating on taking off the helmet. Mm-hmm. And then you see the moment where he goes, fuck it. Yep, won the national championship in my hometown. Can you talk about that moment and what you guys did and what you guys said immediately after this, knowing that you guys just won the national championship in Miami Stadium?
Yeah, first, I spotted you early with the jacket on, so I was able to see you behind the goalpost. But, just seeing Sharp go up and get it, that's a guy that he's just as humble as ever. I'm so happy he was able to do that in, his hometown against his home team. And then once he did it, it was kind of just like disbelief. I think if you would have told me 2 years ago, transferring from JMU to here, that we were going to go win a national championship, it would have been hard to believe. But just an unbelievable feeling. These guys, it was an emotional moment for, everybody involved. And then we finally got Sig to, crack a smile for longer than 5 seconds. So that was good to see.
Yeah, and it seems like he's still a little joyful. He's gonna have a busy couple days here. With the state of college football, he's got a busy couple months. Actually, we're just right back in it for Sig with the way college football is. Tell me about his demeanor a little bit and how you guys feel about him, because we love it, obviously, outside looking in. We don't have to play for him. But it feels like he is an accountability-driven coach, but he isn't an asshole, it sounds like. So, how does he kind of balance it, and why do you think the outside world is saying he might be the greatest coach in ball, and do you agree with that particular sentiment?
100% agree with that. Sig does a great job, not only with this, the football details when it comes down to schematics, practice scheduling, everything like that. But I think the way he communicates, he'll get on you quick. He'll be yelling. He'll say something to you to kind of get you to kind of check your temperature a little bit. But right after, he's going to come back with a smile and a wink. So he knows the way he communicates and operates. It's all out of, love, and he just wants you to be your best. I know a lot of guys talk about it. He just demands your best and wants you to be the best out of the love, not only for the game, but for you as a person. And I mean, that's just Sig to a T. He just wants to win. He wants the best out of his players. And he just wants to hold more trophies up.
Good, AJ.
Yeah, Aiden, I've seen where some scouts have called you a supercomputer in human form. I don't know if you have heard that compliment that they have given you or not, but obviously it's a very high compliment. Like, you're speaking of what you can do as a leader on the field and seeing things and your instincts. Is that something you always had, or did you develop that over your time?
Yeah, I think it's definitely something I developed. In high school, I played quarterback, so I'm a little familiar with how some offensive things work. But then obviously getting with Coach Haynes and the coaches I've been around, it's been more so learning about football instead of here's your job, go do it. I think that's really helped me a lot. And it's just been great to learn football, not only just the X's and O's, but what is everybody looking for from specific players and kind of what they like to do and things like that. And, having Coach Haynes makes my life a lot easier.
Aiden, they said there was a milk check on you. They didn't know that blitz shake was coming, in the national championship. That was stupid. I mean, you quadruple deked them. I mean, you want glove side, then you want stick side. I mean, you were all over the place, Aiden. That was beautiful. Now, you transfer, obviously, from JMU. D-Bud has a question
Yeah,
for
but
you.
speaking of Coach Haynes, what was this game plan going against Miami, and how did it change? Because we have a perfect perspective. We can see you guys are very gap disciplined. I know Fletcher had the big run. You guys are always kind of on the same page. What was the specific game plan going against this team?
Yeah, first of all, we just had to stop the run. Their O-line is huge. They do a great job, getting people off the ball. And then the running backs were elite and, great weapons on the outside. So our whole plan was really just stop the run. And then when it came down to obvious passing situations, we were going to have to show a lot of disguise. We were going to have to hide a lot of blitzes. And I think that's something our defense has really been built on all year. A lot of the looks we give you, anybody can come, anybody can drop. You guys have seen Coach Haynes. He'll drop a nose guard. He'll drop a D tackle. It doesn't matter for him. He just wants to do some crazy stuff, the exotics.
Mm-hmm. Are you all right?
It's been crazy. We're good. I'm getting choked up just thinking about it.
Yeah, me too. It happens to me all the time, too, especially after, potential good times were available, the last couple of days. National championship good times. Let's talk about, yeah, amen. I heard you guys have been celebrating. You don't have to out yourself for any particular place, but can you quickly, we got 30 seconds before a hard out here on ESPN. We'll continue on digital, but can you tell us a little bit about Fernando Mendoza, the teammate? Because I love the fact that he drinks beers with the boys, let alone the fact that he's a super nerd. Can you tell us a little bit about him, the human, that the rest of us don't know?
Yeah, I mean, I think what you see in the media is really what you get with him. He's such a good person to be around. He makes everybody not only better, obviously players, but better people. He really is special. Just being around him, I mean, the dude's hilarious. I would love for everybody to just have a conversation with him at some point instead of just hearing him speak in the media. The dude is funny. He cares about everybody. He will do anything to learn everybody's name. I'm pretty sure there's a story that everybody was walking in for a team meeting one day, and his little brother has the roster up, so Fernando can look at the person and say their name to him, just so they think okay, he already learned my name. So that's just the type of guy he is.
Special stuff. We continue digitally. We'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye. Hey, you nailed that. Holy fuck.
Wow.
Yeah. That's a supercomputer.
Yeah,
you saw the
bingo.
countdown? You saw the countdown on the screen there?
I was working on it. I saw the 20 seconds. I was like, dude, I got to speed it up a little bit. I got to get going.
Yeah, but you chose to tell a story there.
Yeah.
That was a good decision because some people panic. I think NFL people should be looking at what just happened there.
Impressive.
With
Hosier right there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And also forecasting. What's a good story that I can get in this short amount of time that is kind of on the same note that I'm telling? I mean, the catalog of shit that you had to cipher through there, pretty good. Because could have won. Let's go. What he did at Kilroy's with the boys. Mm-hmm. Could have done as he sunk the biz at Knicks. Could he done that? Hey, we were potentially at 11 the other night. He did this. Instead, not the right story, not the right time. What's a good one that I can tell quickly? Oh, the gimmick with his brother holding the roster. Bang, then he make the decision.
Personal one, there it is.
Yeah, that was good. Hey, Aiden, that was good.
Mm-hmm.
That was,
appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. You didn't choke all over yourself. But on that note, you said he's hilarious. Also incredibly hardworking. Was that your guys' culture, you think? And that's just the only guys that come to Indiana? And will that be able to maintain? We saw a lot of turnover, obviously, from last year to this year. We're about to see that again. I mean, yourself kind of moving on. So what do you think the Indiana culture is going to be able to remain? And is that one of them? You got to work your ass off while also being a human? Or kind of how do you guys balance that and think of the culture?
Yeah, honestly, I think that's what it is right there is, just guys that come in and work extremely hard. But I think even Coach Zay kind of talked about this team was so close and so special that it was once football was over, we're going to go kick it with the boys. We're going to go do something. If we're just kicking it at the house, watching a game, really doing whatever. And it's just be a normal person. We're cracking jokes. We're playing board games, just doing anything, anything stupid that we can, get our hands on, just having fun. But I think this culture and this program is kind of built on, hard workers. And I think it's going to be like that for, the rest of the time, at least for when Sig's here. But I think the guys they brought in are all guys that just want to win. You got to look at where people have come from with the Michigan States, the TCUs, guys that are hungry to win. And I think they're kind of like-minded like the guys that are here right now.
I love to hear that, especially as somebody that lives about an hour and a half north of that place. Would like to see that place continue to have celebrations on the weekends.
Yeah.
I like that there's a little national championship celebration taking place. You choose to go and follow Sig to Indiana. They were the losingest program in the history of programs or whatever whenever you guys get over there. The recruiting pitch, I guess, was something that was either easy or hard. Not sure the exact story. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, Aiden, a lot of times when we hear these coaches taking bigger jobs and guys go with them, it's always a glowing review of the player talking about, hey, this guy's the best there is. He's going to fit in great at this new place, even if it's a level up or whatever the case may be. And I don't know if this was exactly how it was, but the phrasing was basically like when Sig was pitching you to come, he's like, I think you could be a pretty good player. Like, he said something like that, which obviously isn't exactly what you'd expect for someone who went on to, be an all Big Ten linebacker a couple years ago. How did that go? And like Pat said, did you have any expectations when you came here? Were you aware that Indiana was like the losingest program in the history of Division I, or how did that entire process go?
Yeah, it was wild. I had no clue that Indiana was like the losingest program. I just knew they were in the Big Ten, and I knew kind of historically they weren't great, but I didn't know they were as bad to the degree as the most losing program. But talking to Sig, when I was getting recruited here, was all about stick with the development, stick with the growth of the coaches. And then we sat down and went through the schedule, one by one, and he gave me every single reason why we're going to beat this team, and this team. And we went down, 12 teams doing that. So at that point, I was pretty convinced that he was going to turn this thing around. If I could have predicted this 2 years ago, absolutely not. But, I'm glad I did. Coach Sig is the man. And it's unbelievable what he's been able to do here. It's unbelievable.
Okay, let's talk about Coach Sig a little bit more. Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, and congrats again on the natty. When you think about Coach Sig and even, the DC Brian Haynes, did they change anything at all when they went from JMU to IU? Was there any sort of philosophy or even just, demeanor, team meetings, anything like that you would say JMU those first couple of years might have been better at IU because of the change? Or was it more so, hey, everything was the same start to finish, and that's why, the continuity was the reason you guys won it all?
Yeah, outside of schemes growing, and these coaches growing as people, and the way they've been able to level up what they do, everything's been the exact same, which is crazy to me. Team meetings are always the same. Our schedule for practice is the exact same it's been since I got to college as a freshman. Little tweaks here and there, but other than that, it's been identical all 4 years. So even coming here, they're like, so how's practice look? Do you think he's going to change it at all? I was like, no, Thursdays are going to be red zone, Wednesday, third down, giving them the whole rundown, and nothing has changed about it in 4 years, which is crazy.
He's been given a lot of speeches about his philosophies. I mean, maybe not a lot of them, but every one of his speeches that he's given publicly about philosophies have been ripped, clipped, and posted in leadership councils and business councils, hey, this is how this guy thinks. And a lot of it revolves around being efficient, I think, most of his quotes.
Yeah, my practices really quick. Team meetings, 4 or 5 minutes or less. If it's over an hour, I'm wasting somebody's time. Don't want to waste the kids' time. Don't want to waste my time. I like to be quick and efficient with every single second I have.
Is that accurate? Is that what is actually happening inside the building from what he is saying in these speeches that go very viral and being this guy gets what 2026 is maybe more than anybody?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I mean, we are in and out with practice, team meetings. He comes in, he gives us the all right, and then he starts and maybe 5 minutes and he's out. So everything was just so efficient and quick here. He just values your time, and I think a lot of players are really appreciative of it.
Okay, so it appears, this is good. We're sorry, we're just trying to learn as much as we can about this thing that is Cignetti, because boy, what an insane run from whenever we were at JMU. And he goes, do we like the NCAA? And they just boo that. They boo it. It's this guy has now become the person that, in my world, billionaire business people are hey, what is the story about this guy? And we just so happen to have known him for a few years. So I think everybody's kind of learning about him as we go right here. He delegates a lot of the communication with the players to his assistant coaches? Is he talking to you? Like, how does he kind of manage that? Because we'll see the timeouts on the field and him smiling, shouting out his dad, too. Rest in peace, Frank, and who was a football coach. Definitely what he's doing right there. God, Jesus, everything. And also his dad saying, hell yeah, massive smile. Then the Gatorade bath that he's been waiting for, his whole life. Right
Yeah.
I mean, that is legitimately what that is. That's a special moment. But how is that whole process with Sig? Like, does he coach you directly? Does he coach his coaches? Like, because the timeouts, he's standing there looking. We don't know where he's looking.
No.
We've seen it every
Into
game.
the void.
He's looking either at the stands. He's listening to something. We don't know what he's doing. He's got good pose. Obviously, the face is what it is at the time, but the huddle's behind him. He's not like interjecting himself in there unless it's, wait, we're not kicking a field goal, we're going for it, or something comes upon him. How does the day-to-day go? It's the coaches, it's him. What is your relationship with him, if that makes sense?
Yeah, most of the time, it's really just the assistant coaches are kind of giving us the day-to-day stuff. Sid will do the team meetings, and he'll kind of give us the rundown of the day. He'll break down the opponent a little bit, but it's mostly our assistant coach is kind of going through the thing. And then during games, he'll, like timeouts or TV timeouts or anything, he'll kind of come up and give us the situation. Even when we were in this last game, it was, this is the situation you're in. This is how many plays that they can probably run, including timeouts. And then he just kind of gives the rundown. But I think the, play-to-play, everyday coaching is more so, Coach Haynes, Shanahan, and then the assistants as well.
What are your thoughts on the Paisan's eyebrow that he drops on a lot of things? Is that every day of practice as well, or just in the games?
Oh, it's every day. I think it's hilarious. I think Fernando does it the best.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Fernando's a dude. Sounds like Fernando's
a dude.
He is, yeah, okay, good. All right, last question. Let's talk a little bit more about ball and what you have planned. Go ahead, AQ.
Congrats again on the national championship. I know we're going to have to turn the page like we always do in football. Celebrate quick, move on quicker, right? And so what are your plans as far as training, all-star games, moving into the NFL draft?
Yeah, I'll be starting training next week. I'll be down in Fort Lauderdale training Bomberitos.
Hell yeah.
And then, taking it from there. We'll kind of see how it goes. I'm excited for it.
No exploding trees down there, I don't think.
No, it'll be all right.
It was cold. Hey, that was not like a warm national championship, though. It felt like it was perfect for ball.
Exactly. Yeah, you had a little breeze going, too. Roof open. It was nice.
How was the grass? Slick? No, not slick.
No, it was good. Compare the grass that we played on a couple weeks ago, and this grass was great.
The Rose Bowl.
Oh, yeah. We were sliding everywhere.
You guys demolished Alabama, man. That had to be that flight back had to be spectacular. I couldn't even fathom.
Oh, it was a good time. It was a good time.
I mean, because Alabama, obviously you played at JMU, but throughout all of our lives, yourself included, you're younger than us, so it's like Bama. People in other conferences were like, we want Bama. Like, that was always the statement. And you guys being counted out, underappreciated all year. I was very lucky that I saw you guys on a regular basis because I live here. So, that Oregon prediction, I've never been more sure of something in my life. Whenever I picked you guys to beat Oregon, it's like...
Dude, that was sick.
Hey, thank you for winning, dude. That was a big fucking deal for me, too. Obviously, for you guys, it's good, but these people in the college football world, some of them hate my guts. So when I get something like that right, it is...
Hey, and way to stick with us this past week, and you were the only one, so we appreciate that.
Okay, when do you see that? Afterwards? Before the game?
Afterwards.
Afterwards, yeah, because that's happening right before kickoff, basically. So you guys don't know until afterwards. The Oregon one that you guys saw before the game?
I think some of us did see it before the game because that was the later slate, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a 3:30 kick.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got to see that one, yeah.
Okay, because they talk about how much motivation this generation, your generation, uses from this shit. How much outside noise do you guys kind of accrue and utilize as motivation?
In this program, not a lot. A lot of these guys don't even have social media, but seeing things like that, just, when you turn the TV on, that's pretty cool and get you motivated a little bit.
Yeah, I think Saban says this generation more so than any generation in history. If they can build up any disrespect, it's like, let's find it as much as we can.
Oh, yeah, we'll find it.
Sig says, don't need it. Yeah. Here's disrespect. We've never fucking won a national championship. Okay, the school had 2,000 people in the stands last year. Let's fucking keep this thing going. Congrats on turning around Indiana. We appreciate you coming out here and doing that for the state, and enjoy the hell out of the celebration.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for having me on today. It's been awesome.
What are you weighing? What are your dims right now?
I'm like 235, solid.
How tall?
6'1".
That's not bad.
No.
Perfect.
Not bad.
Perfect.
It's a perfect height.
What's your projected run? You don't have to give like an exact, but you'll run not embarrassing, right?
I don't think I'll embarrass myself out there. I think I'll be all right.
Yeah, and then the fucking, I'm going to hit a 6 for a sack in the backfield. Let's go, Aiden, the computer. Let's go get the
Absolutely.
computer.
Appreciate you guys, man.
You too, ladies and gentlemen. Aiden Fisher.
Yeah.
Why do you say he's not going to embarrass himself running? That would be the question, right?
Yeah.
Just natural. Look at him.
Those rookie, that's why you always talk about the rookie wall and how long the rookie, like, just got off a natty. Going down to Florida, start training next week. Combines are a month?
Yeah.
Training's not easy for you. That's like some of your hardest training of your life.
Oh, yeah.
This life goal is about to happen right here.
Oh, yeah. You're trying to get your body, obviously, in the best shape because you know how they're going to pick you apart at the combine. Whatever injuries, which we all get injured, especially if you're going through a 16-game season, which is insane. And then you try to get a little faster. You're trying to shave off, whatever tenths or hundredths off your 40-yard dash and all the different, 225, all the different shit. And then you got to go and actually learn the playbook, try to get on the field. Probably play some special teams. Like it's
Never done that before in your life. Got to figure that out.
Although at IU.
Yeah, in this program.
There's a chance he did.
That's crazy to me. I mean, Charlie Becker, we thought he was bad spot. Thank God he wasn't for Indiana.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Played his best ball after that game.
I wonder if they gave him something because he looked like that was not good. And maybe it was his fear of what it could be more so than actual injury of what it was. Because sometimes something feels real bad and they're like, oh no. And then you get to the sideline and it kind of all figures itself out, which is probably what happened here. But Charlie Becker ends up getting obviously a 4th down catch and a later 3rd down catch, does a celebration, just does contested catches, which is what he's been doing since November. Tone, is that the date? What was the date? November 1st? He only had 7 catches, I think, on the entirety of the season. Is that accurate?
Yeah, it was. And then he obviously, when Surratt got hurt for those couple games, he had 100 yards in each of those games and it was like, oh, this is a guy. We need to go at him every single game.
Is he coming back?
Yeah, he's a true sophomore. He'll be back.
And then they got wide receiver from Michigan State who's really good, right?
Yep.
Very good.
Yep, Nick Marsh. And then they also got a kid from Tulane who's really good at wideout. And then Cooper was an outside guy last year. He moved in the slot this year because their projected starting slot got hurt early in the year. So they'll be fine at the wideout position.
Oh, Cooper's back?
No. I'm saying the guy who Cooper moved into the slot for was hurt all year. He'll be back. Cooper, I think he is a redshirt junior, I think, so he could be back, but I think a lot of people are expecting him to go.
He felt like a Sunday guy the way he runs his routes, catches. Had a little nuke to him. Had a little D-hop to him the way he was moving. I really appreciated the way Coop played. I like it. And then Surratt, I mean, he just makes back
I like him.
shoulder.
It's unbelievable.
He's outrageous.
Yeah.
Indiana.
Noah Kowski, don't sleep on him. That's
Touchdown.
valuable.
Yeah.
Touchdown at handoff, touchdown in the national championship for 1 yard. He was in motion in the Rose Bowl and the Peach Bowl like 65% of the plays. Not a lot in the national championship of Noah Kowski motion.
No.
I wonder why. Would that have mattered, I guess?
Mix it up.
Switch it up. Cooper Jr. has some big plays in motion.
Yeah, he did.
Big conversions. He's their best separator. Like, he'll create separation with the guys. The other guys, they're just going to go up and make tough grabs.
Alec Pierce.
I can't wait for that play because I've never seen that in the NFL where they send the guy in motion, make it look like it's going to be like a tush push, and then he basically helps the center on the combo. So C85 or 65, whoever that is in motion. Yeah, that's actually their starting left tackle that they put in motion. He goes behind, and then it ends up being like a 3-on-1 double team, essentially.
What's it in the
Right,
middle,
there
a
you go.
duo?
Yeah, that's basically duo. It's just a quick inside dive. So it's duo blocking, but it's just a quick handoff.
I dropped a duo during the national championship. Was I accurate? Do you know?
Yeah, you were.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So I think that's a duo right there because it was center and guard.
Yep.
I felt real smart on that. You guys make us smarter. Let's get smarter on the other side with everything DB.
Hell yeah.
D. We don't even got any bad D.
Nope.
Only good D, AJ.
Go.
Wow, so you just couldn't find any bad D? Is that right?
Just so much good D out there, Pauls, that just had to run with that.
Just love that good D. Okay, good.
He was gobbling up all the good D.
Was not. Was watching film. Good defense was played out there.
Putting bad D
They said
down.
hungry, hippoing all the good D of divisional round. That's Darius Butler football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a lot of good D slinging around there.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that D was here. That D was in the East.
Yeah.
That D was in the West.
That's right.
And D-Bud said that D was the very best. No bad D. Just great D all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get some of that D on the other side.
Jeez Louise. It's a problem.
Jeez Louise, he said.
You got to relax on X, too. The games are going. I'm trying to focus. Post replays.
Well, the first couple times I did it, I didn't at you. I needed you to also experience, the immediate response. I added somebody. I've been adding people into my tweets just so they can experience the ride and the mentions. It's been one of my new things. I'm like, the person that I'm talking shit to right now needs to experience what's about to happen. Because I'll send these out into the void, out into X.
Mm-hmm.
And it's good that I don't think about it. I should a little bit. I don't even think about people like taking some of these things serious. Like, hey, you should pick through what you should take serious and not serious. That's putting a lot of pressure on people that are on X. So there'll be people that see this and just
no idea what the saying is.
No, none of the
That's a problem.
Yeah. So I would like you to take so now I'm atting the people that I'm doing the inside jokes with, just so you can kind of experience what I'm going through as well.
Yeah, but you could have, been like, wow, Denver, talk about an all-you-can-eat good D buffet. You could have said that, but you didn't, So.
Maybe this weekend.
Yeah.
Hey, holy shit, what that Seattle defense is capable of?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, top-notch West Coast D coming out.
Mm-hmm.
There's a chance.
Some good defenses out there. And Bruce, is that you using light mode? People still do that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's me.
Oh yeah.
That's you too?
Yeah, I do light mode too. Yeah.
That's
what the account. That's what the app is. No, you're not. You're not in the minority. I think a lot of people use dark mode.
Yeah, I'm dark mode.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, I was flustered that people did do dark mode though.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't know as many people did dark mode that do. Like right now, there's going to be people calling me a serial killer because I don't do dark mode. That's what I've been called over the past. But this is what the app is. Like this is what the app has always been. So like in my eyes, this is the app. It's just how I feel.
Right.
And also I use it as a flashlight all the time.
Okay. That makes sense.
Got to turn down the brightness though. Because at night that thing.
Oh, a lot of blue light. A lot of blue light.
So whatever, we were really worried about that for a bit. We're not anymore.
Yeah, those glasses work. They just work really well.
Yeah, and people fell for it.
We got new shit. We got trees exploding out here. Like,
Exactly.
We got to keep.
Hey Jay, have you heard about these trees?
I hear it's not just a cold weather thing from what I'm hearing.
What?
What?
Check the chat.
Check the chat.
Yeah, you mentioned that Aiden wasn't going to have to worry about that training down there in Florida. Turns out they do explode in heat as well, allegedly.
Trees are exploding in heat.
Is that from the same source?
From Max Velocity?
Yeah, if Max Velocity, I'm out on this guy after reading this tweet right here.
Whoa!
I lived in Michigan
Max
for a long
Velocity,
time. I had never heard of exploding trees, Max.
Well, I think that's why I kind of wanted to bring it up is because I've only lived in cold weather climates. People have wondered why. A lot of different people that don't. You hear Nick Saban's thoughts. You got to pay people to go to the north, brother, because it's cold. It's cold.
Mm-hmm.
I never once hear of a tree explode. So whenever Max Velocity thinks of a different angle to describe the fears of what could come from cold, I get jacked up about that. This guy's reinventing the world. This guy's reinventing the universe. I appreciate that. Now, if Max Velocity's right, and all of a sudden we just got to...
That's not good. If that's the case, you need to go board your house up right now.
No. Board? We don't want...
Yeah.
With all the wood from
We
all
need
the trees
steel.
cut down.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Board up just as in like cover your fucking windows because we got trees exploding.
That's what I'm saying. We need steel because the wood on your windows could potentially...
Well, pipes can explode too.
That's a good point.
Oh, yeah.
Wood floors.
Yeah, because the boards are...
Well, I just assume the boards that I'm putting up are treated.
No, and watch your paper too. Shit.
Yeah, no one's safe.
What does this do for oxygen?
Nah,
That what trees-
paper's good. We already killed the tree for that.
I can't wait to
You never
smoke
know.
some of that. Whatever.
Yeah, the exploded
If
tree.
they get one of these redwoods somehow, somebody needs a bottle of that shit. Put that thing into one of those volcanoes.
Mm-hmm.
Get one of those bags. Back that thing around.
The Iowa video said that the tree filled up with ice and then it's got nowhere to go and eventually it just exploded.
So who's dumping water down these trees' throats?
How would it blow up? Like that thing, I can understand like just cracking all over, but to blow up and look like there's an explosive charge to it, that's a bit far-fetched for me.
Gas, trying to...
Max Velocity says it might be far-fetched. That's why I'm giving you a warning.
Did Max Velocity build the graphic that said exploding tree risk? Is that his graphic?
We have done nothing to Max Velocity's work, strictly because we do not know Max Velocity. Can we call Jim Cantor, please? I would like to know if this is real.
I think I'm with Foxy. Fuck this guy. He doesn't know.
We're going to find out?
Yeah.
We're going to find out. We need to call Weather Paisan Jim Cantor.
There's no way we're going to get a hold of Jim Cantor right now. That guy is in a fucking
Tom,
8-foot snowdrift.
Ten, do you have his direct number?
I'm looking.
He's in Russia, right?
Can you FaceTime him?
No, he's an American hero. He's not in Russia.
Never go to
You
Russia.
never know. For the weather, to discover
80
weather.
feet?
No.
Yeah, I think he'd go. I think he'd go to Antarctica if he had to. If it was a new weather thing.
Okay, so I was about to rank places there. Antarctica or Russia? Which one you heading to first?
Just for like vacay or for?
You would only go there for seemingly work. Let's say you're filming.
Find the aliens and all the special bases that they have built up in Antarctica. That's where you're going.
And a portal maybe and everything like that. The Antarctica's got great conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great ones.
Russia too.
Russia's got good ones. Yeah. Like, because what's real, what isn't? We'll never know. 80 feet of snow.
Did they get their yachts back? I know a lot of their yachts got seized.
That's a good question.
So I actually read a story about somebody's yacht. I think Larry Ellison got a yacht, and the name of the yacht. Did you guys see this story?
No.
No.
It's crazy.
Not a great name.
The name of it. Poopy Pants or something weird?
The name was Bat in Reverse. So he would have had...
Sure, a little pig Latin move.
Whenever you looked at it. And I think it read out something that was not really good. After
Did he change it?
Changed it, yeah. Changed it to Ronin, I believe. Ronin.
Oh.
Great movie.
I believe
cool.
was the name he changed it to.
Sly.
Yeah. Speaking of Sly, he was Miami Hurricane grad.
Yep.
Learned that.
How about the list of names of people that went to Indiana and to Miami?
Unreal.
That was crazy. That was really crazy.
President of Ireland.
Yeah, 4-year president of Ireland went to Miami.
God, Indiana.
No, Indiana. Sorry, Indiana. He looked like he was 120 years old.
He probably is.
That's the Irish.
Yeah.
We age. He might be 47.
He didn't look 47, but he could be.
Let's get to a break. On the other side, what will we be doing?
Watch some good defense.
Why did he rename his yacht? I don't understand.
Did you look it up?
I am looking at it right now. I don't understand the...
Just read it backwards, I think. Not publicly, but...
Did he not know this when he bought it?
Yeah, that was my big surprise. Larry Ellison, he's worth founder of Oracle, I think, 400-some billion. I think it came out on like an actual tabloid thing. Let's get to a break. Got to be careful what you're buying.
You can change the name too.
Not ships. Ships. I think ships is an interesting.
I can see why he changed it.
Yeah. I think ships have a thing about like name changes and shit.
If you name that, yeah.
Why would that person name it that?
Well, that's what whatever.
I don't know.
Especially when you look at the country of origin.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. So that's an interesting story. Might not be real, but
Bet the knee though. That's interesting.
let's keep an eye out for everything, shall we? Let's take a break. Exploding trees, new topic of discussion. We had a polar vortex a couple years back. That was a sick thing that came out of nowhere. All right, we're going to rain, and then guess what's coming? Polar vortex. Gonna freeze it.
Yep.
Like it's fucking Jack Frost's birthday.
Exactly.
That's what's coming to your front yard, and your driveway, and your sidewalk, and your streets. I wouldn't leave the house about 2 weeks. And now, do you live in a place where there's trees? And it's cold?
Yeah.
Fucking watch it. These things are sick of it. Sure, you might have heard of previous cold temperatures in northern Minnesota. But these trees now, fucking done with it. What they say? One more time.
Yeah, one more time. And we're fucking done. Self-destructing.
Source
Says
from the trees said, we're not doing it anymore. We're fucking sick of it.
They're killing themselves.
No. They're sacrificing themselves, they said, for the betterment.
I mean, either way.
Yeah, I guess. This is a square rectangle thing.
What if one of us does get killed by an exploding tree in the next 2 weeks?
There's a chance I've talked a little bit too loud about it. I have started to think
It'll
about
be a good clip. Good clip to put out.
hopefully we get it.
I guess I would What's that?
Hopefully we get the clip.
Yeah.
No, I mean talking, and then maybe you'll have footage. Oh, hey, like you pick up security footage of one of us walking, and boom, we just disintegrate because the tree decided to explode.
I think we all do happen upon trees.
Yeah.
Not anymore. I'm taking a wide berth when I see the next tree I come by.
What do you think the radius?
100 feet, 100 yards, maybe
That
from
one
every
we
tree.
saw exploding wasn't that big.
Yeah, small
100
blast
feet.
radius.
But I think that was kind of a smaller tree there.
I gotta start hitting fairways.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
True, you do.
If you're golfing, I guess there was a heat wave. Major winter storm is coming. We hope everybody will be safe Friday through Monday. It's about to be very cold. Large Arctic high ushers in cold air. Upper level disturbance pulls in moisture. Sprawling system tracks across the south. Significant ice and snow for 30 plus states. All right. So hell is coming from the winter. We agree with that. It's going to be hard for me to believe trees are going to explode, but I'll tell you what. Just keep an eye out.
Yep.
Just keep an eye out. Max velocity.
He's out there.
He might know some things. Did Jim Cantora answer our cold FaceTime?
I don't have his cell phone number. I sent an email. So
Call the other guy on the morning show that's been there for 200 years.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll just call some other guy.
No, the man. Al Roker.
We got to get the guy who interrupted the football game
Oh,
a couple
yeah?
weeks ago.
Oh, my
the
God.
local guy.
Yes.
What's his name?
Yes.
What was his name? What was his name? He's from Pittsburgh, I think.
Yeah, he is.
He wore the suspenders.
Yeah.
The other guy.
I know you want to watch the game. We're legally obligated to be on the screen right now.
Again, don't know why they have me up here. Doesn't look like the storm cell is that extreme. But again, we can see it over here, kind of forming.
There's a chance if there was to ever be anything, it would certainly be in this area, but there isn't. Shout out to that guy. What was his name?
There it is. Adam Fike.
Yeah, Fike. Weather. All right, we're going to try to get a hold of him and see about these exploding trees. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice might change your life. Take 5. All right, boys, I gotta do this bullshit Zoom. Yeah.
We're muted. It feels like this guy's got a lot of energy and no fucking idea what he's talking about.
It's nice. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. We're muted, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Hello, brother. Thank you for making time this morning. I can't wait to hear what you're pitching, man. I can't wait to hear about it.
First and foremost, huge fan, Mr. McAfee. I know you're busy. I'll get right to the point. As a company that prides itself on being on the bleeding edge of our industry, we want to be in the Pat McAfee business.
Okay.
We believe we have the bandwidth, externally and internally, to take the existing Pat McAfee brand and make it the most sought-after property in media with simple, actionable items that we'll achieve by thinking outside the box, just like you would, Mr. McAfee.
Yeah, you nailed it. I think, it's McAfee. You know that?
Like the antivirus?
Yes, but they're not just an antivirus. They're a scam detection, fraud detection. They're a safe surfing provider, and they'll secure your network whenever you're on public Wi-Fi. And yes, it's McAfee, not McAfee, and they're the greatest tag team partner for anybody in the digital space. What the fuck?
It's more than an antivirus, and we love that. It's more than an antivirus, they have your back.
Happy New Year. Okay, listen, 2026 is going to be your greatest year, but it's also going to be your safest year digitally because you are going to download the McAfee app that looks just like this. Boom! Once you download the app, bang! You sign up. McAfee will automatically check your system if it's safe, check your Wi-Fi if it's safe, and they'll see if there's been any breaches of your name out there in the deep, scary web.
I'm the government, you see? You better pay me. I'm the DMV. I need your social security number. The IRS. That's me. You better click the link. You better send me money. If you don't, you're going to jail. Click it.
That's the one you're looking for.
the scam detector. All you do is click that button, and then it'll take you to a page where you either screenshot a message that you received, or you copy and paste and put it in here, and it'll let you know if it's a scam or not. Or click this button right here and enable an automatic scam detection for scams in your emails and your text messages. Basically, this app and this page is about to save you and your digital self for all of 2026 and beyond. McAfee, more than an antivirus.
That is Paris Island Marine Corps Band. And what you just heard is the iconic, incomparable, the Marines hymn. Every Marine knows when they hear that song, they stand at attention until that song is over and they sing with everything they have. By the way, my name is Sergeant Major Carlos Ruiz, Sergeant Major of the United States Marine Corps. And we are here at Paris Island, South Carolina, where we make United States Marines. Right over my right shoulder is one of the most iconic images in our nation's history. Marines raising the flag in Iwo Jima on Mount Suribachi. What that told our nation is that there are people today, as they were yesterday, willing to fight for every piece of freedom that we have today. And thank you to them for their sacrifice and their relentless pursuit of never stopping moving forward. It is a reminder that freedom isn't easy, that it isn't free, and it is gifted to all of us by those who are willing to pay the ultimate sacrifice. So, for the first time ever, here at Paris Island, South Carolina, welcome to the Pat McAfee Show, and oorah, veterans.
We just wanted to say thank you to all those who signed the line and said, hey, we don't want there to be a fight. We don't want there to be war. But if there is going to be, which is the reality of the current world that we live in, we will definitely be the ones that'll go and kick some ass for this country that we call home. We say thank you to all of our vets, serving, and those that have passed away. And we are so incredibly honored and thankful to be live from where they make Marines. Last night was the 250th birthday of the Marines, older than the United States of America, and we just so happen to be at the Brigham Brew here at Paris Island. Happy birthday to the Marines! I thought Marines are pretty good at hammering beers. And lights start at 0400. We were there this morning. It's a little early. How early?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning, gentlemen. Officer. Attack man, I serve. Censor. Hygiene man, I serve. Hey.
There's a senior drill instructor, then there's an experienced drill instructor, then there's 2 younger drill instructors, and it is their job to transform these 79 people. But from 0400 to 2000, these drill instructors are creating the Marine. They are the ones that are basically the Marines culture. There's 565 of them here on Paris Island at this exact moment. There's anywhere between 5,000 and 8,000 recruits on Paris Island at any given moment. A lot of action.
It's 4:02 a.m.
Great work, boys.
Great work. Incredible work. Incredible work. Incredible work.
Thanks.
Can we get a photo with you guys? Then you come down here and you see these motherfuckers. We're going to be A-OK. And it's because of you guys, so we appreciate the hell out of you.
Yeah, like reaffirms your faith in America.
Exactly. That's legitimately what happens. So you guys are the culture, obviously. I know that. It's culture, and it's a symbol. We are very, very, very thankful.
That's 3rd Battalion Kilo Company about to graduate this Friday. Hoorah. And
Hold on. If I say hoorah, I'm going to say it back.
Yeah.
3rd Battalion, congratulations on conquering this incredibly tough task of boot camp at Paris Island. Hoorah!
Hoorah! Hoorah! Hoorah! Hoorah! Hoorah! Hoorah! Hoorah!
nobody will ever want to tangle with the United States Marines.
Hoorah! Yeah, that was awesome. Dan, you should think about giving him like a hoorah right now.
Let me see if I can do this in like the proper fashion. Hoorah!
Oh, you should not have responded to that. Okay, that was bad for the Marines. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now for the first time ever, the 45th and 47th President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump.
Hello, Pat. Hi, Pat.
For you, what does Veterans Day mean, especially now that you're Commander-in-Chief again?
The veterans have taken such good care of us. What I think of with the veterans is how do I take care of the veterans? And we've done a really good job.
And that's one big hoorah! New Marines, Mr. President, just oorah'd the hell out of you there for what you just said about the...
That's good. Well, we love them. They are a special group indeed.
Mr. President, have you ever done an oorah to a bunch of Marines?
Not the kind that I just heard. I just heard a level of professionalism. I don't think anybody can match it, to be honest. That's very impressive.
Mr. President, why don't you drop an oorah real quick?
I will. Hoorah!
Yes. Okay, we love everything about that. All-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, A.J. Hawk, has a question for you, Mr. President.
Yeah, okay, he's a great player. That's true.
I appreciate that. Why don't you give him another? Hey, why don't you give him another hoorah, Mr. President?
Hoorah!
Yeah, it's getting better and better. I appreciate you, Mr. President. How about one last hoorah for the crowd?
You want me to do another one? I'll do another one. Hoorah!
All right, I'll do it again. Oh.
No,
Oh
my
You gotta say quiet.
gosh.
You can't yell.
Yeah, it was
Cuts it off.
Pat McAfee. All of us at MLB want to recognize our veterans and thank them for their service.
Thank you for all you do. Thank you for your service.
Thank you on behalf of all of us in the National Football League, and we are proud of you.
To every veteran, including all of the Marines on Parris Island, I want to offer my sincere thank you and gratitude.
Discipline, sacrifice, and heart. You set the standard for this country. America is built on your grit, and we'll never forget it.
Hoorah!
Why is he doing that?
That was the worst one.
Why? Yeah, well, you're like doing a Duval thing. God, I don't know where they're going, but I'm thankful that they are doing it. They're going to the next part of their day? What could that... Oh, you guys only yes sir, no sir. Are they potentially heading back to barracks right now?
Yes, sir.
So they're going to get changed right now?
No, sir.
Oh, they got stuff still to do back when they get to the barracks?
Yes, sir.
More discipline?
Yes, sir.
Are we doing more workouts?
Yes, sir.
Are we eating again?
No, sir.
All right, let's get to
His
football.
AirPods are letting him down.
My rifle and myself are the defenders of my country. We are the masters of our enemy. We are the saviors of my life. So be it until victory is America's and there is no enemy but peace. Hoorah!
Hoorah!
There we go. Thank you, Dan. Good work.
Hey,
Let's go. This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, you pig!
damn it!
Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome. On this Journalism Wednesday, January 21st, 2026, hour 3 of the program begins now.
Football
is the best. That's A.J. Hawk, and obviously we got championship weekend ahead of us. Denver Broncos will be hosting the New England Patriots. The Seattle Seahawks will be hosting the Los Angeles Rams. The Talks Table is here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt, 9-year NFL vet, host of Everything DB, Who Wants Good D? Darius J. Butler.
Yep.
Yeah, baby. D-Butch.
We'll get to everything DB, slinging good D from DB here in a matter of moments. Host of In the Trenches, ladies and gentlemen, 12-year NFL vet, Super Bowl champion, a guy who looks like a lot of people on the internet that they say don't like a lot of people. AQ Shipley.
AQ.
Don't you think that is the biggest comparison you get? Because there's always somebody that kind of has this version of white that is saying or doing something that, you know, and everybody doesn't like.
I'm a happy person. I like a lot of people.
Except for whenever they steal your skeletons.
Then they're dead.
Well, they come back, do some push-ups,
Then they're back in the good grace.
Put them back together. This guy hold out from 190 yards out.
What?
Wow.
Like Justin Rose?
Like Justin Rose, yes.
He was
but it wasn't TGL,
actually.
real life.
In real life?
Mm-hmm.
Good shit.
Where
What club?
7-iron.
197 iron.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Guy's piping the golf ball.
Are you golfing a lot right now? Are you like good at golf right now?
No, that was the first time I've golfed in a long time. I was feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good.
What hole? What hole is it?
14, uphill, little drive, bunkers left, bunker right. You guys will see it on the Phoenix Open here shortly. 14 up the hill,
Flex, flex.
up the hill, and there's a little bank off the back right. You'll see it. One hop into the bank, up the hill. My caddy says, "Oh, that's gonna be good." Boy started jumping. Luckily, they ran down the fairway because I did not want to run 200 yards.
Oh, so you were walking there?
No, had the cart, but I was in the middle of the fairway. There's no way.
Music playing?
Music was playing.
You were boozing a little bit?
Boozing a little bit.
So you're boozed up, you're banged up. This is the 14th hole.
Yeah, I was feeling good.
Yeah, I bet you were.
Yeah.
Maybe you get into that tournament, Phoenix Open.
I think I should get an exemption.
Okay, what is it, the waste management? You're playing on the course? When's that tournament happening? Just next week, right? It's Super Bowl week. I forgot
Same
about
week
that.
as Super Bowl week.
Yeah.
That's impossible to get to. That's
Koepka's playing too.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Koepka's back, what, next week?
I think so.
Yes.
Torrey
Torrey
Pines.
Pines.
He'll be back next week, I think. And then he's playing in the waste management. He's going to get a huge pop at that par 3.
Yeah. Scheffler's playing in it. I think 7 of the top 10 are in it.
Really?
Yeah.
Where are we at? Santa Clara?
Mm-hmm.
How far is that? That's
Hour and a half flight. Come on.
It is. I think you guys have invited us every single year.
Every year.
Which we are very thankful for.
We would
the
love
invitation.
to. We would love to host you.
Well, that's what I've heard. I've heard it's like, and it was. We saw it. I didn't know what I was walking into. Just got done with our show. We're in Arizona because of the Super Bowl being there. We're talking to a man who owns a lot of golf courses in Arizona, not the one that we are necessarily
The GOAT.
Yeah, Doug Goat. Yeah, Doug Goat, Bob Parsons. So we head over there and right into the par 3 challenge.
Yeah, the shot of glory.
The shot of glory, yes. And, it was end of show. Who knows what's being. Somebody gave me a lollipop, I think, and like some other snacks of some sort. Of
course.
And they might have had a little bit higher, whatever, THC than I thought there'd be none in there. Turns out there was probably like 100, maybe 120 combined in there. Walk into that shot of glory, I had no idea what I was doing. Then we got a chance to look around. That seems like the greatest golf tournament to go to if you were to go to a golf tournament. It does feel like the best one. It's just always during Super Bowl week, so anybody that goes to the Super Bowl cannot go to the Phoenix, the Waste Management Open. It's tough.
It is tough. The perfect
Why don't
setup
you
is
guys
when
move that? Why don't you pick that up? Why don't you move that to?
I know.
It doesn't end on Sunday, does it?
Wherever the Super
It
Bowl
ends
is. Yeah.
Sunday. No, I'm not kidding you when I say this. Last year, Thomas Dietrich was the winner. He makes the putt, hand the check. I drive home and literally walked in the door as the ball was getting kicked off.
Oh, so it's perfect timing for you. Everybody else can't get there. Phoenix is the best. That place is the best.
Love it.
How long have you lived there now?
2014. 11 years. Crazy. 12 years.
You're a full-time Arizonian, brother.
Yeah. I'm there.
A Phoenician, if you will.
Yeah,
a Phoenician.
You are a Phoenician.
Yeah,
you are.
Yeah.
You're a Phoenician, aren't you?
Crazy. Crazy to think.
Maybe one day you could be a Phoenician, AJ. Joining us now is a man who's going to describe something that I don't think any Phoenician would ever have to experience. Ladies and gentlemen, this man is a weather extraordinaire. He is a meteorologist G. He is a man who interrupted a football game just a few weeks ago and understood that there's going to be a lot of people that weren't happy about it, and he's just telling you what he's legally obligated to do right now. Man from Pittsburgh, Yinzer, now out here in Indianapolis. Ladies and gentlemen, Adam Fike.
I mean, you hit the nail on the head right there. I have to.
Yeah, I was legally obligated, and I appreciate the fact that you were telling us, because everybody was mad, for sure, because we're looking out our window, and anytime anything's interrupted live sports-wise for weather, if you're not the direct area that's being affected, there's nothing more infuriating, okay? Like, you're talking about 2 hours away from here, and right now I can't watch the game because of what's taking place. What you were trying to tell everybody is like, hey, this is the rules. I don't know what to tell you. This is just naturally.
Watch it on your phone.
This is what has happened now. So we appreciate the reality of the business. Now let's talk about the reality of the business. There's big cold front snowstorms coming to 30 states in the United States right now. Is this the winter storm from hell that we're going to have this season? How can you describe what's about to take place? And do we have to worry about trees exploding in the northern areas if it gets colder than 20 degrees below zero? Where do we stand with all of this right now, Adam? If you could kind of be a weather expert for us as we watch ahead for a cold-ass weekend.
Yeah, exploding trees are weird. I haven't gotten to experience them, but it's when you get those huge temperature swings. It goes from warm and then temperatures drop rapidly. But to not be a complete nerd, because no one wants that.
No, we do.
Yeah.
Hey, that's why we called you. Yeah, we did. We actually said we need a suspenders guy on the program, and then we got to, oh, shit, yes, we do. Adam Fike. If you could be a complete weather nerd, that would be cool, because then we can ask you what the hell you mean if we don't get it.
Okay, so in easiest terms possible, there's basically two low pressures that are going to work through. One is just this weak little Alberta clipper. What this does is it brings in this really cold air. So you can go from temperatures above freezing to as cold as -20. These bring very little precip, but it brings very rapid temperature drops. So that's what you're going to see with the exploding tree risk. So basically, you got moisture that's in your trees. You got sap. When that gets really cold really quickly, anything that's liquid, when it freezes, expands. So what happens is your sap that's in the bark is moist. It starts to expand like an ice cube. Like when you put water in an ice cube tray, it expands a little bit, starts to overlap over the top. This is the same with those trees when it freezes so rapidly. What happens is it expands. It sounds like a gunshot goes off as the bark is exploding a little bit.
Okay, so it's not the inner working of the tree exploding, because we thought potentially...
It can be. It's more so the sap that's underneath the bark and in the tree as well.
Okay, and you said not a lot of precip whenever it comes to this particular drop in pressure. It goes from warmer to colder, and then all the moisture that's within the tree right now expands, and boom, all of a sudden we got boom, boom. That's what you just said, basically.
It's just, these air masses are so dry. Think of this
no precip. No precip.
What stays over the North Pole most of the year. It's so cold, it's so dry, it's that dry that your lips are just constantly chapped for like a week straight. There's little to no moisture with it.
Okay, and that's what we're getting this weekend, they're saying? They're predicting? How many states and where from?
So that's going to be north. That's going to be your southern Canadian provinces. That's going to be the Great Lakes as far as the northeast U.S. And that's sort of what's colliding with the warmer air that's to the south towards the Gulf Coast, the Mississippi Valley. And that's why you're going to get this large area of heavy snow. You're going to get that large swath like it's showing of the freezing rain, sleet, all that fun stuff as well. But with how strong that low pressure, the high pressure and that cold air mass is with all the warmth and moisture as well, it's just going to be a large swath of heavy precip, even light precip. You can see through the northeast, through the central plains, still could see some snow showers as well. Even here in Indy, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, temperatures are going to be well below freezing. It's easily, can see high temperature stuck in the teens in some spots overnight, very cold, but it's just going to be crazy. I don't think it's going to be some big, historic, big event. Everyone, you see on social media all the time, everyone trying to hype up everything.
Trees are exploding. Yes, trees are exploding. Yes, Adam. That's what we're talking about right now. Yes.
But yeah, it's going to be crazy.
Okay, so you think it's going to be crazy, but it's not going to be generational is what you're saying. So let me just try to, if I can maybe try to understand what you just said there a little bit. So we got the North Pole dry cold, okay, hitting some southern cold. We got no precip in this one, okay? We got no precip. But the south, especially around Mississippi Valley area, you got some precip there. So when those meet, those are going to entangle, and all of a sudden you got that cold, and you got that precip, and then we got bullshit all over the place. That's what you were saying is about to happen. Now, on that note, when it's warm and cold air, and you're not saying the south pressure is necessarily warm, it's still cold, but is it vastly warmer than the cold air enough? Are we going to get a tornado? Isn't that how tornadoes start? And then warm and cold air hitting each other creates a tornado? That's what I've learned.
You're correct there. There's different ingredients you need for tornadoes. Since it's a low pressure, you don't get tornadoes that form in the low pressure.
Okay.
You get tornadoes that form along some sort of boundary or front. So you have let's say your low pressure is far to the north, your cold front's going to sag through. You're going to get storms that fire along the cold front. This isn't necessarily going to be a cold front driven storm. It's a very strong low pressure that just moves through. So it's a large area rather than a small, narrow area.
Thank you, Adam. How long is this going to last? Do we know? Are we 100% sure how long this could last, or could this be forever? Is this the rest of our lives?
It depends on how long you live.
Okay, that's a good call, Adam.
That is,
That's a good call. Let's assume we live normal.
Never know when you're going to die.
Yeah, you're 100%. We have no idea what tomorrow's going to be.
Wow.
100%. You're 100%. Well, that's what I was alluding to as well when I was like, hopefully, if we were to live normal length lives. If I was to live another 6 months or so from this exact moment, which we all hope we will.
Hopefully longer than that.
But just say I am, though.
Sure.
We're going to get out of this thing. How's this winter going to be? Because I don't know what the groundhog, I don't know what
Punxsutawney
Phil. I don't know what Punxsutawney Phil said. How long is this going to be? And are we expecting a very cold-ass next couple months, or what's the projections, Adam?
So right now, it looks like the rest of the month, even to start February, it's just going to continue to be cold. It's like this low pressure we're seeing moving through to the north, this little clipper system that's going to bring the cold air. It's just going to be clipper after clipper after clipper that just continues to bring shots of cold air.
Cool.
Doesn't mean it's going to be cold the entire time. It will get warm at times, but it's just going to continue to be these shots of cold air, especially through the end of the month.
Okay.
But at least in terms of the storm,
yeah,
it's more so just going to be a Friday through Monday. Once we get past Monday, we see this specific storm out of the area.
That's what I was talking about there, Adam, mostly is when am I going to not have to deal with this particular clipper coming in now? You say no precip here. This is that area. Boom, we got up here a little Saskatoon, a couple of the Dakotas. They certainly going to deal with problems. Maybe some exploding trees up here, because the sap gets into the bark, AQ, and when it gets cold, just like an ice tray, the water boils over a little bit because it's a little expander. Boom, it can sound like a gunshot, but really it's not that big of a problem until it is, okay? Then down here, you got a little precip coming here. You see these arrows? Bang, a boom, a boom, a boom. Right here, we got a lot of stuff coming. Now, where's that going to go? Is it going to go here? Is it going to go here? Is it going to go there? Is it going to go here? We're not exactly sure, but what we think is low pressure, not a lot of stuff coming through. Just going to take a big area. Everybody's going to get affected to 30 different states, okay? It's going to do this entire thing. Up here, you know what it is. Okay, it's football time. Weather sucks. In here, you know what it is. It's cold and going to be shitty. But we got no precip coming from the north. So your face is going to be dry if you're looking north, but your asshole going to be moist. We appreciate you, Adam. Thank you for the breakdown, buddy. That was great.
Thank you. Hey, face the camera a little bit more when you present. Don't leave your back to the camera.
Yeah.
Come on.
Right. I was thinking the same thing.
Okay, Fike.
Are you currently chasing the storm?
Yeah, where are you out there right now with this low pressure right now?
I'm in the wind in an unclassified location.
Are you looking for some exploding trees?
Right. Unclassified?
Nope.
Okay.
You can't know.
Sick fucker.
What's on your back window? Are those gun mounts on your back window? What is that?
Yeah, for Gatling guns.
Those are strobe lights.
Storm! You're chasing a storm right now. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Not right now. Couple months down the line, probably will see me chasing a couple tornadoes.
Nice.
Maybe one tornado becomes two tornadoes. Becomes Jim Cantor looking at his heels.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Boom.
This is Adam Fike.
Is that
football.
Fike?
You're the man. We appreciate you, ladies and gentlemen. Adam Fike.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so that middle area is where it's going to be a lot of dancing.
Yeah.
Right where we are.
That Alberta Clipper. It's coming.
Well, they got a couple different clips coming.
Yeah. Clipper after clipper.
A lot of preset.
So get back to him. Ask him what Denver's got going on. Home game. Can we call him back? Where was it?
He's on.
There he is.
Mr. Fike.
Holy Fike.
Mr. Fike.
You know what, Pat? I'm impressed you got my last name. Not a lot of people get that right.
Thank you. I appreciate
I'll get flick, frick, feck, fick, some other words, but you hit the nail on the head. You got it right first try.
I didn't even know country of origin either.
No.
Which we do normally try to ask for to pay our respect. People call me McAfee all the time. And then I have to go, it's McAfee. And then they say, like the antivirus? And then I have to say, it's not just an antivirus. They're actually full scam detection. And John McAfee, rest in peace, I think everybody's saying at this point. They're a great app. But anyways, hey, where's Denver at? And what do the Denver Broncos have to deal with? They're hosting Sunday, massive AFC championship game. Massive AFC championship game. Mr. Fike, the microphone's here, though, or this one, and they can't.
Meet to the camera. That's the rule. Meet to the camera.
Yeah, meet to the camera, but what about the buzz to the ears, these two? What's going on in Denver, Fike? Okay, can we talk about Denver?
Well, it would help if the graphic didn't cover up Colorado, but
right here.
For them, it's likely snow. Low pressure's basically going to form once it gets past them, but still could deal with some snow showers, especially since they're in the higher elevations.
All right, Fike. We appreciate you, man. Ladies and gentlemen, it's got all the answers.
That's right.
Might be the next Donardo, which you know what that means.
Don't.
Easy. That's a tall task. We don't want this guy climbing Everest on, today.
I know, but he's taking. He's got Strobe lights behind him.
That's right.
Denver's looking like
I'm nowhere close to DiNardo. You can't compare me to him. That dude's a legend.
Thank you.
See, and that's how we know he might be on his way.
Exactly.
He might be on his way.
And there's many more Pittsburgh meteorologists like Dennis Bowman as well.
They don't
Really?
sniff
No.
DiNardo's
Bowman's
jock,
legit.
Fike. Okay.
He
They
knows.
trained under him.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adam Fike.
Yeah.
Thank you, Adam.
DiNardo has
That's
like
his first time on the show. He doesn't know us yet. You can't be doing what you just did.
No, but he gets it. High of 26 on Sunday in Denver.
It's not bad.
Well, after a storm comes through, it's going to be a no pressure zone. But before then, you might have a chance for some precip.
Yeah, the question is how much precip?
I like that we just got up with the modern lingo.
Yeah.
Clips coming in.
Mm-hmm.
What coaching tree is Fike from?
DiNardo. He's Pittsburgh.
No, he's not from DiNardo.
Nah.
I don't know if DiNardo's got a tree. You're from the same hometown as him. You should know.
It's got to be Dennis Bowman. Is that what he said? Mm-hmm. It's got to be Dennis Bowman's tree.
Okay.
For sure.
Who's Dennis Bowman?
I don't know. I don't know why he just mentioned
Great
Dennis
Pittsburgh
Bowman.
meteorologist.
Well, you hate DiNardo's guts.
No,
You
dude,
don't give a shit.
I'm on the train. Come on, don't start that.
You just told us you went back to Moon Township and pissed on his grave.
He
Didn't say that.
You said that?
Oh,
Did not
boy.
say that.
Oh boy.
It's crazy.
I
if
waved.
you would
I
do
waved to his water tower as I drove into town.
that. That's very nice of you to do that. There's no snow coming to Denver. It's just going to be chilly. Just going to be chilly.
See? Not from DiNardo tree. Fucking knew it.
Whoa, jeez.
He
Miss
didn't know.
you, Joe.
He said he didn't have a map in front of him.
Yeah.
He said he could have seen. Well, DiNardo would have had him. DiNardo would have had hand-drawn one. That was the difference back in the day. Could you imagine back in the day, the technology? DiNardo just literally got out of bed. Maybe smoked a cig. Watched it blow. That was about 10 miles an hour. DiNardo waking up in the morning every morning, smoking a cig. Looks like it's going to rain out there, doesn't it? Yeah, it does.
Oh, man.
About 20% or so. Go right to the set. We fucking can feel it. I bet you that's what he did.
Love you, Joe.
He was the greatest. That guy was batting 1,000 just strictly off of eyes and feet.
The game has changed.
He's got arthritis in his knees. He knows when a storm front's coming.
Yep.
Golly. Got to be a storm coming. Headache, massive headache.
Yep.
Got to change in that atmospheric pressure for sure. I can add a little pressure change on that thing. Rest in peace, Joe.
Love
Joe
you, Joe.
said it would.
You done good, Joe.
And it did.
2026, driving around with gimmicks on his back. Don't know the fucking weather.
Yeah, is he pulling people over?
He's coaching you up, though.
Yeah, he did tell me I needed. I didn't want to get too deep into it. It's an interesting microphone situation, Fike. Okay. But on that note, this one always sounds. Yeah, there it is. See? And then we're back to this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 2 different ball games. And every once in a while, AQ's microphone will get in there, especially if the person's sitting there.
Yep.
Yeah. Which he does.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. You like to bat that thing around, don't you?
I don't.
You like to bop that thing all around, don't you?
Jesus.
Speaking of Joe DiNardo, he'd be what we like to call a great D. A great DiNardo. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to get this some good old D with everything DBs. DB Darius J. Butler.
Like I said earlier, we had some great defense from last weekend. This is the New England Patriots. Once again, a defense that's not talked about enough, in my opinion. This is Carlton Davis III. Great job in quarters coverage, just having a great feel, having vision on the quarterback, seeing the route develop in front of his face. You run it back to the beginning. This is a route, especially throughout this year, we've seen ran more because you kind of find a weakness in the quarters coverage. You pause it here. The slot receiver, he runs like a little hitch route. Once he does that, he kind of belongs to that quarter flat defender. The corner can get ran off by that number one receiver that's in his face. But when you have vision, you trust your safety, you can see the route develop. A little bit of pressure on Stroud as well helps this. And then he sees the play and then makes a fantastic catch along the sideline, gets his knee down, adjusting his mouthpiece while doing it. Just an unbelievable play by Seven right here.
Yeah, it feels like your guys' defense has been special for 2 years now, right? Don't you think last year, even before Vrabel, defense was good or no?
It was okay, but not like this. It wasn't dominant. Like, this is one of the better defenses in the entire NFL. Obviously, you saw that kind of play a factor in the preparation with them getting zero credit. Again, play amazing, still don't get any credit. It's Stroud's fault, not the cause of the defense. And that's why Sunday, especially with that temperature, like no matter what, even if Bo Nix was playing, it feels like it was going to be a massive defensive battle. Can't wait for Sunday.
Patriots D in the playoffs thus far via Hembo. 9 sacks, 6 takeaways, 1 touchdown allowed. Only 4 defenses had ever done all 3 in a 2-game span in the playoffs. The Giants, the Bills, the Bears, and the Steelers. Steel curtain conversation talk back there. The Bears obviously celebrated. 1992 Bills, I assume that's the legendary, one of the 4 falls defenses.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2000 Giants, who led that one? Strahan and them?
Must have been.
Yeah. Was that when
Was that the record?
I wonder.
They also are the first defense since the 1985 Bears in the playoffs to allow less than 250 yards in both games, 16 points in one of the games, 4 yards per rush, and have 3 sacks in both games.
Yeah,
less than 16 points in both games.
Is that between the numbs right there? He had a couple other ones as well. There's a lot of stats coming out about this Patriots defense that is like, hey, we were talking to the Houston Texans defense for good reason. Because what they were doing and winning games, and we saw what they did to the Pittsburgh Steelers, 14 points literally within a minute and a half, flipped that entire game open in Pittsburgh. End an era for Mike Tomlin. It's like, holy shit, this Houston Texans defense is unbelievable. And then we talk about how this year there's been more great defenses around the NFL as opposed to 1 or 2. We never really brought up the Patriots, Never really brought the Patriots defense because Drake May MVP season was the conversation.
Well, the schedule.
And the negative was the schedule, but the Drake May MVP season was the positive push for the Patriots. Normally only 1 per team,
Yeah.
One dominating storyline.
They're in a good spot, though. What a great spot for that defense, though, to feel like they definitely feel disrespected by the national media. No one talking about them, so they're going to continue to roll.
Yeah, definitely feel disrespected because it wasn't even a chatter about it. And then, this is the number 1 defense in the world, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
and that is exactly the message that got sent was, okay. And it's like they can win the Super Bowl, it feels like, just by them damn selves. It's going to be hard to get a yard against them going.
1,000%. They got a couple of young safeties in there. And Gonzo, which isn't talked about a lot because, he doesn't get targeted a bunch. And when he does, he doesn't give shit up. Not a lot of ball production with picks and things like that, so you won't see a ton of highlights of him. He had a great forced fumble in this game, but he's phenomenal. But when we talk about defense, especially great defenses, we all know it always starts up front. And Milton Williams in the middle, he has been dominant. Barmore's been great as well. But this play right here, this pick 6, it started with Milton just penetrating, trips up the tight end, trying to come across and be in the flat. And if he's in the flat, he's kind of like an outlet for C.J. Stroud. He could just dump it off. Instead, Stroud makes a terrible decision. 1st and 10, just eat this or throw it away if you can. He just throws it up for grab. And Marcus Jones, he's dynamic. Every time he gets the ball in his hands, he has a chance to score, and he did right here. And this kind of changed the game. It was a back-and-forth game with a ton of turnovers. Houston, they obviously caused a bunch of turnovers as well. Great defensive battle, but this is a big-time play when you're able to not only stop an offense, but turn it into instant points for the defense.
That's the first time I've been able to see his front face shot there whenever he was running with the ball. He doesn't see a damn thing, and he's just running as hard as he possibly can blind and ends up running into the end zone. He can't see anything, just legs just doing the job. We need to head this way. Incredible touchdown. Just an absolutely incredible touchdown and finish right there. And then obviously a nasty face mask. Could have your neck broken potentially there. Instead, get up and do your dance. Yeah, dogs everywhere.
Yeah, he's unbelievable with the ball. How many touchdowns has total this year?
I believe that's his 4th touchdown this year.
With punt returns and any interception returns, he's unbelievable. And this was another big-time play by this defense.
Milton, causing a disruption. Highest paid Patriot of all, defensive Patriot player of all time.
Across the board, all Patriots.
Yeah. Highest paid Patriot player of all time. Was supposed to be a Carolina Panther on free agency frenzy day. Instead, Vrabel comes in. At the time, people said overpaid, paid a tax to get him to go up to New England. And then the big dogs make big plays. I forget the big dogs show up in January, I think is what Vrabel and the D-line say to each other. And he certainly has. I mean, every game he's wrecked the thing.
I mean, him and Barmore. I mean, I think that was a big disrespect from last week that they took from it because all the talk was Anderson and Danielle Hunter, whereas Barmore and Milton Williams, by far the best duo in the middle across every D-line. Jared Verse, of course, he's great. And to what you said about the May being the conversation, the Rams had the same thing. Rams defense, amazing, but the conversation, Stafford, like the MVPs do hog those, headlines, rightfully so.
Well, and the teams want those conversations to be the headlines too.
Yeah.
Because the team would like Drake May to win the MVP. So it's like the more conversation about Drake May, the MVP, better. But I think what is getting missed is I mean, they might have the defense there.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If you go back to the clip, you don't even need to run the play. Just pre-snap. What they play a ton of nickel. They almost don't care. Like true nickel, not even like big nickel. Obviously, Marcus Jones is the biggest guy in the world. And you're only able to do that if you have some dogs up front that can kind of handle the run game. So Marcus Jones right here, this is 12 personnel, 1 running back, 2 tight ends, and they're in true nickel. And I believe earlier in the season, Dahn, which he had to kind of pick something like an Achilles heel for each team, and he said their number of nickel snaps, nickel reps could come back and bite him in the ass at some point. He had to pick something. So I'm not trying to point at him and say he was wrong. Love Dahn, but when you're able to do this with the dogs up front, then obviously you can keep a playmaker like Marcus Jones on the field. It'll definitely help that defense.
Unbelievable that they're able to do this so quickly.
Absolutely.
Flip it around and be known as a defensive genius squad through and through. Dogs everywhere and shut down, lockdown corner, and Gonzo's back. Yeah. Oh, they got Revis Island at one point. Now they got Gonzo's just locking it down. Nobody's talking about it. New England Patriots love it. Their fans are getting mad at everybody, and now they get a chance to prove there maybe the next 20 years of dominance is happening. I don't like even thinking about that. Milton's got to retire after this season.
No, he's
same with Gonzo.
This is his first deal. Gonzo is 23.
Gonzo's retiring too?
No, he hasn't got paid yet. He hasn't even played his best ball.
They got 2 rookies playing safety.
No, they're retiring. If they win a Super Bowl, maybe they're done.
Just one. Sorry.
Vrabel retires, goes out on top.
Yeah, says I never had to cut off my
might
to win another Super Bowl.
Yep.
Yeah, their defense is all young.
What?
Yeah, they hit on legitimately. I mean, not even including free agents. I guess if we include free agents, they hit on like 15 different signings. Like half the guy. I mean, the guy that pressured right there, KC Chason. That's a 1-year, $1 million player. Like every single person, for 44 right here, every single person that they've brought in has made a massive impact.
Arguably the best signing on offense is Morgan Moses to play right tackle.
Yeah.
And he's a aging veteran that they bring in on a low deal.
Let alone Garrett Bradbury. Garrett Bradbury
so
last
now they're
signing.
doing good deals.
Yeah.
Vrabel.
They're young.
Kind of ruined that. You can make the argument we basically broke the Bills.
Pagula needs to keep talking.
Yeah, Pat and Terry Pagula. Exactly.
Oh, Pat Pagula.
Yeah, that guy broke him. McDermott, see ya.
Being promoted, though.
Being promoted. And by the way, I checked back in on that since the show started. He's getting buried even more. He said some interesting things. Again, and we like Brandon Beane. He basically said, unless Jesus Christ is up for getting drafted, we're taking Keon Coleman tomorrow.
So Pagula just made that up.
Made it up completely.
If I do recall, don't mind me, McDermott was the one who won you guys are all saying Keon Coleman's on him. McDermott came to me personally and said he was really, really, really good. And Bean, I think, immediately was trying to there was a lot of things that I agreed with and things like that. And Pagula goes, I love Keon Coleman. Listen, I love him, but there's a lot of blame going around there. Yeah, I see everybody pulling everything Bean's ever said. Basically.
Yeah, there's been more stuff pulled.
Yeah, there's been a lot of clips. Yeah, a lot of clips.
Yeah. No matter what, Keon Coleman, basically, on a sticky note.
That's football, baby.
He's still on the team.
That's right.
Still on the team.
Which is crazy.
He had such a cool sweatsuit, too. I love that sweatsuit.
Oh, yeah.
Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
Do you hear the buzz?
Yes. I do.
He's a young kid. He's got time.
It was a tough drop in the end zone. Sure it is.
I mean, it wouldn't count anyway.
I know, but still.
No more buzz. Did you hear a buzz?
Small.
I heard the buzz. It wasn't that small.
We were kind of buzzing about the bones on the jumpsuit.
Yeah, buzzing a bit.
That could have been what it was.
It's back.
Buzz? You heard a buzz?
Yeah.
You heard a buzz?
I do not.
Let's get to some good D. There's a bad buzz, though.
Yeah.
Do you hear the buzz?
I don't hear it.
Do you hear a buzz?
The fuck, man? Not right now. Not currently.
Let's do some good D.
Speaking of beating the Bills.
Did you hear the buzz?
No,
I heard the buzz that time.
You heard the buzz that time? Sorry.
Is it like a quick?
Yeah, and it's a weird one. This one's coming from somewhere else. It's like Truman Show, like we're hacked. It's like a deeper
fight.
Adam Fike could have tapped our systems.
Oh, Fike off.
It was a low pressure system though, so no precip. Got a couple clips coming through my ears right now.
Yep.
One wave after another. No pressure.
Fike is going to be a perfect way to say fuck on ESPN, by the way.
Oh my God, I didn't even Fike and think.
Holy Fike.
There was a show from Ireland, I think. Mrs. Thomas's Boys.
Browns.
There it is. Mrs. Brown's Boys. And instead of saying fuck, I think they say, might be Fike.
Yeah, could be.
And with the, what's that, AJ?
I didn't say anything. I said better than fudge or fudging.
Yeah, Yes.
Obviously, I knew the answer.
Are you going to drop Mrs. Brown's? Feckin' is what they say. F-E.
Oh, yeah, feck.
Yeah, feckin', yeah. The word Mrs. Brown's Boys is a great show, I will say. I got introduced to that on computer one day, and the internet just popped up. Unbelievable idea. That guy runs shit over there, I think. Sorry, Mrs. Brown runs shit over there. All right, let's get some good D, which
Here we
he
go.
had too.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Absolutely. Talking about killing the Bills. This Broncos defense, another great defense coming into the year. Obviously, the pressures, the sacks. One of the things where they weren't creating a ton of turnovers, and they have been doing that. That was the story of this game. A bunch of turnovers from Josh Allen caused by this defense. This one is kind of like some type of quarters look. So if you see Hufanga up on the offense's left, he's kind of going to pass this off, and you'll see P.J. Locke come out of the middle of the field and just beeline, undercut the receiver, and pick this off. Great job reading the quarterback. Now, Josh Allen, it kind of looked open, if you can see it from the back copy, kind of looks open at some point if he throws it, if he leads him kind of over Hufanga's head, but it's all about angles and where you throw this ball. And when you're a DB and you have the opportunity to undercut it, you better put two hands on it, and P.J. Locke did. This was a big-time deep throw that turned into a big play by the Broncos, big-time play by P.J. Locke.
Josh Allen just off, or what are we?
Yeah, he was off this game. I don't think he completed a pass that had like over 20 air yards.
Didn't he have a broken thumb or something? What happened to him the week before?
Yeah, he did get hurt. I don't know if it was a broken thumb, but
finger.
Yeah,
maybe?
it's
He might need foot surgery, right?
What's that?
Yeah.
I read he might need foot surgery, correct?
Stafford had the thumb and finger because he hit it on somebody. But Josh Allen, his knee got twisted right at the goal line as well. Like, he had a couple different little dings. But I do believe Sean McDermott made him throw that ball. He told him, fucking throw the ball out.
And Hufanga been there kind of forced him to put a little more air on it. And it's just a great read and a great play. And I mean, it didn't look like anything was physically, in my opinion, wrong with his throwing mechanics per se, but just a great play by the Denver Broncos and been a little sloppy with the ball. This ball right here, this is obviously, you've seen this clip a ton of times now with Jaquan McMillan in the slot against Brandon Cooks. Man-to-man coverage, basically 3rd and 11. So you're bringing pressure. You're going to drop like 2 robbers, spies in the middle of the field because always his legs are a threat. You hear it all the time with Tony Romo on the call. So great job and great position. And once again, if this ball is put out there a little bit more, Brandon Cooks, even now, still has the speed to get behind defenders. He kind of got to stop, go up and high point it. Does a great job, just doesn't come down, finish the catch. McMillan does. Great job finishing this play for a fantastic interception.
Okay, interception says D Bud. It's actually on good D. AQ Shipley, what do you think this was?
I think it was a tie. As they hit the ground, tie goes to the offense.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Still, at this moment,
interesting.
You believe that the Buffalo Bills got screwed right here?
Based on the language in the rule book, yes.
AJ Hawk, do you agree with AQ or do you agree with Good D's DB?
I agree with DB. I believe this was an interception.
Okay, so defensive people in this particular setup are saying that was not a catch. He never ever caught the ball. The ball was definitely not on the ground.
Got to finish it through. If he rolls over and this ball just goes out and rolls on the grass, it's an incomplete pass. I don't think anybody's saying that's a catch. He had it going when he went down. So
you could say that about every tie ball in the history of football.
I'm saying remove McMillan from the picture. Let's just say he rolls over.
Just saying,
and as he finishes the rollover, the ball is just out.
I get
on
it.
the ground.
I'm just saying every single tie ball where the defense comes away with it in the history of football, you could say that.
But you're saying it's a tie ball. They're not saying it's a tie ball. A tie ball would indicate that he ever had it. They're saying he never had it.
Yeah, like the tie ball, the tie ball where they're like both on the ground ripping at it and stuff. Yeah, that goes to the offense, but that's not what this is.
Yeah, they're saying the situation.
Right there, he's got the ball. Right there, he's got the ball.
He's rolling over.
Right there, he's down. Hip was down.
But you got to possess it to the ground for it to be a catch. Right?
Survive the ground.
You could say that on, again, every single tie ball in the history
So
of
you're
mankind.
saying you're 100% sold, not just a screenshot.
Based on the language of the rule book, yes.
Interesting, because I thought Cooks never officially had possession of ball, but I guess while falling has it in his hand.
And then hip touches.
Yeah, and then what would count as a catch?
Hip touch.
Yeah,
Surviving the ground.
Exactly, but what would they call it? Like, did he have a possession enough of it before the hip touchdown for them, or hip touchdown for them to call it a catch?
We saw this called an interception too with a what is it, joint possession?
It was called a catch for Devontae Adams.
The one Otten and
Lions.
Lions.
Yeah, earlier this
Otten,
year.
and it happened another time too. The Devontae
Browns,
one, I felt like
Bengals.
was
Oh,
completely
you're
different.
saying the
Denzel
next
Ward,
day.
T. Higgins. Yep.
The next day.
You're talking about the other one that happened this weekend where
What about with this angle, AQs?
Catch, hip down, touch. That's a catch.
But the ball's moving.
It's a catch.
All right. Guess this is a microcosm of the internet. Yeah, everybody
Football's the
has
greatest.
their own.
Also, that's a subjective call. Because clearly if AQ or somebody like-minded AQ was calling Dahn, that's a catch. Think about where we would be in this moment. Think about where we would be in this moment right now.
See, I just
if that
assumed,
was a catch.
I assume more people were pissed that they just didn't review it. They just called it an interception on the field and then just ran with it.
Yeah, but they're definitely, I mean, that is
definitely.
1,000. I mean,
we bring up one tweet where one guy sides with that. What about the other 9,000 tweets? And also, we got a guy that drives a fucking Batmobile to fucking practice.
Okay,
Wait, what are you talking about?
We haven't shown the tweet yet. Foxy put this tweet on the back just as a, hey, do we want this? AQ, you actually called for this to be shown. Okay, you called for this by bringing it up.
Yeah.
The amount of people that don't understand what a catch is in a rule book flabbergasts me.
Talking to you.
And it's not the officials.
Yeah.
The two plays yesterday were not difficult calls, and they got them both right, Joe Burrow says. That's an offensive guy.
I didn't even know Joe
That's
Burrow
his
tweets.
first tweet in over 2 years.
Yeah, he's going to go
He
hibernate
felt
in
very
his bat
passionate
cave now.
about it.
Okay, all right.
Well, you don't like Batman.
You don't
Love
think
Batman.
Joey Burrow has a right to have a opinion on a catch?
I do. I'm just saying there's 9 billion other tweets saying it was a catch.
Yeah, those are all Bills fans.
You don't like fossils, AQ?
That's a good bones.
Love.
You want any bones for a Christmas gift?
If I got a fossil for a Christmas gift, I would give up a sack the next week.
Love it. Yes.
Just don't take the gift.
That's what they did.
I figured.
All right. The spite runs deep, I guess.
Oh, man.
What if it was T-Rex? Little baby T-Rex. Didn't they have a little baby Rex in there?
That was kind of what people called me. That'd take even more of a fucking slight from
Oh,
that.
you'd be upset about it. Oh, this guy's...
Just miss a cut block. See ya. Good luck.
Thanks for the mammoth tooth.
Let's go to some more good deeds, shall we?
I don't believe you. You have it right in your house. As soon as you walk in, we see that.
Yeah, of course.
Agreed. I'm on your side.
Yeah, what do you- I
It's
don't-
a dinosaur.
yeah, what are you
Quay
talking
would
about?
walk in and break it immediately. What the fuck is this thing?
Not breaking that.
It's not Legos, dude.
It's
about
of millions of years.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway,
That's not true.
Chris Shula's
By the way.
defense. What's that? Dinosaurs?
How many years? How many years dinosaurs?
I don't know. It really just depends on your beliefs, I guess.
That's what I'm wondering, though. How many years ago would dinosaurs be?
Carbon dating would indicate 300 to 400 million years ago.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a run. They're still getting bones for gifts? That's a good gift.
Great gift.
You're remembering 300 million years ago?
I can hear in your voice.
What's that?
The disdain.
No.
Yes, I can hear it.
I think it's awesome. Now that I'm learning it's 300 million years old, I'm even more excited about that.
That's changing week to week. Hubble telescope discovering new stuff all the time.
Yep.
We're at Mars. I think I
that sounds
saw
real.
I saw us at Mars. I think we're out there. They were doing some time conversation there about how long that place has been dried up in their expectation.
They did that with the moon dust.
And then you look at it, it's like, that's Arizona. Doesn't it look pretty similar to what we got here? That's so far away. How'd they get that thing all the way there? And what's it
Mars?
What's it talking to?
Good question. Fucking great astronauts at NASA in Houston. That's who they're talking to.
You need to have respect for fossils if they're gifted to you, though, is what I'm saying. Okay, that doesn't need to be something you're holding against Joey Burrow.
I'm not.
What Joey Burrow was thinking is, I'm giving a 300 million year old gift.
Yeah, and these guys don't know that I just went and bought these at the local Toys R Us. They have no idea. They think
They're big dumb idiots.
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
linemen. They don't know shit.
Yeah.
3D printing.
Yeah.
ChatGPT, how do I make a fossil?
What do fat people love?
Bones. Okay, bones.
Let's go to some more good D's, shall we?
Here we go. Durant, cover 2. And as an underneath zone defender, a lot of times you are the defender in conflict. A lot of times you have high-low routes. You got routes in front of you. Usually you have routes behind you. This one, Loveland, he's going to be the number 1 wide receiver. He's going to run, we used to call this a China route. Some people call it an Indy route, but it's going to be Indy 7 concept. So he's going to go inside, corner sees him, and then he's going to sink back and play high to low. Now, on the broadcast, I forget who was calling this game. He said the receiver, Loveland, in this instance, should have probably sat down. If he sits down, he holds the corner. I'm not sure. We're not in those meetings. So he goes inside, makes it much easier. I will tell you from a cornerback's perspective, makes it much easier, once he vacates my flat and I can just sink back. We kind of saw it with Jamari Sharp in the national championship game. Once you don't have a threat in front of you and you're a flat defender, you can keep sinking back, have vision on the quarterback, go up high point, and make a big-time interception against Caleb Williams.
Caleb's not expecting him to be there, or?
I mean, you kind of, from my perspective, you see him drop back, and if Caleb knows the route concept, you should know that this tight end is going to keep moving. If he does sit down once again, then it becomes an easier. If you see Durant go high, you just throw it to 84. If you see him sit, you throw it behind him. So you can kind of see him, and even in his next interception, it'll be something similar. You see him there. A lot of these throws are anticipation throws. You're throwing to a spot to beat the zone coverage. Durant does a great job reading it, feeling it. I don't think Williams did a great job filling it in this point.
Okay, so that's the development of a quarterback.
Yeah. Just
like
taking
that is exactly what we're referring to.
You want to take that profit right there. Now, it is tough.
But also knowing that guy's going to drop off of his responsibilities. In theory, he's supposed to be out here, but we don't have a wide receiver out here to eat up his time. So he's probably going to drop back. That is like the development of understanding defense.
Yeah, so not only for Caleb, but for Loveland too, because he's a rookie. And once again, these routes, a lot of times, it's dictated on what the coverage is doing. So sometimes if you have a zone defender sitting there, quarterbacks just want you to sit in the space. Like, instead of continuing to move, you kind of find either the first hole or second hole. So you got 2 under routes here, 2 indie routes. So if he just sits here kind of on the numbers, once again, I'm not in the meetings. I don't know what he's being taught. But if he sits there, you give another option to Caleb, because a lot of times, especially in NFL, at this point in the season, you can see the pressure in Caleb's face from his right side. It's a lot easier to make these reads and decisions when you're sitting on a microphone looking at a screen than it is when you have big D tackles and D ends in your face. But it's not only the development from the quarterback position, but from the receivers as well. And this is a young, great tight end. I think he'll be great for a long, long time, but I think this is a learning experience for the quarterback and the tight end.
Fernando said it's like a puzzle every time. This is kind of like what he was referring to exactly, and what you have to learn when you get to the NFL. It's like, hey, yeah, they're in this. You should know that he's not going to do this because we don't have a route for that. It's like, okay, what do I got to know? Well, I got to know my play perfectly. I got to be able to diagnose what they're in, and then I got to remember what everybody's roles are and if we have somebody to occupy or not. That's like the quarterback position that, like, whenever you talk about Tom Brady, you talk about Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, Patrick Mahomes, these guys. It's like not just knowing what your team's doing, also knowing what they're doing and what the right answer to what they're doing is.
And that's why you rep it so much. That's why you have walkthroughs. That's why you have meetings. And these quarterbacks, especially all the veteran quarterbacks that we've been around, these are things you'll hear them, hey, I want you to, when they give you that, I want you to sit right here. Like, this is exactly where I want you to be. And that was a perfect example in the game. This is 2nd and long. You hear us all the time say, like, during games, hey, get back on track, make it 3rd and manageable. If you just take that check down, now it's probably 3rd and 8, and you're in a situation, instead of a turnover, just trying to force a ball into a place that you want to be open, you expect it to be open, but the DB does a great job, not only sinking back, taking it away, but going up and getting an interception that was critical in this game.
Man, quarterbacks got to do a lot.
It is. And this is another example of it right here with Cam Curl making pretty much the game-winning interception to set their offense up in overtime. Empty formation for Caleb. He reads it. DJ Moore is up top. It's going to be 2 in-breaking deeper routes. DJ Moore, I think Caleb expected him to come flatter across the field and maybe run a little harder, because a lot of times with these throws, they're anticipation throws. And once again, the windows, if you run it back a little bit, you look at the zone coverage and you look at all of the underneath droppers. And if you pause it right here, you can see that when you're throwing deep or kind of in the intermediate parts of the field, you have to layer it and get it over the underneath droppers, but you also want to beat the deep droppers. So when you play good zone coverage, you guys are on the same page. Everybody's getting to their space and to their spots. We saw it with the Indiana defense in the national championship. And then you have to anticipate these throws. Good protection up front. So you had an opportunity. Once again, it's 2nd and 8. If it's not there, tuck it and run, pick up a first down, do all these different things. These different, he can break it out to his left. We see him do it all the time, maybe up the middle, maybe just throw it away. But instead, he wants to take the big play. Once again, this has kind of been the conversation around Caleb since coming out in the draft. And Cam Curl makes a great read and a phenomenal interception once again, fully extending, turning around, holding on to the ball. In these conditions, throwing is tough, obviously, but catching the ball is tough, especially for DBs. And this was a big time play by Cam Curl.
Man, that's it right there.
Yeah, that's
Chicago Bears fans have their heart basically ripped out of them.
What did you see, AK? I saw you pointing early on the wide copy.
Yeah, so as you said, you wanted them flatter. They always say like between 18 and 22 yards, you want this deep kind of over route. He continues to take that angle up here. If he goes 18 to 22,
much cleaner
across the ball, that's exactly where he threw it. Yeah.
I have a question for AJ. Linebackers all drop to the sticks. You guys just have like 3-yard drops, 4-yard drops, 6-yard drops, 2-yard drops that you all know, or is that just strictly feel right there?
Well, you got to know 2nd and 8. You got to know the down distance because you're dropping like just beyond the sticks most likely. Stay square, keep your eyes on the QB, and you can let them. A lot of defenses have like a 5-yard no cover zone they call, where they'll let you catch it within 5 yards, and we want to come up and smash you and staple you to the ground.
Do you have? How often are you at sticks? Is that basically all the time? Like
if you're in a zone, if you're in zone, absolutely. You need to be at the sticks.
Every single down.
No, I mean, it depends on down and distance. Obviously, like 2nd and medium to short, you need to be at the sticks. It doesn't do you any good to let them catch it at 5 and fall forward to 7 yards to get a first down. Like, you need to know.
1st and 10, where do you drop?
About the sticks, depending on what they're running, off the route combination. You got to initially push out, get to your drop, and then get square, and that's when you break on intentions, and you got to pass everything off and everything.
And then you have different droppers have different keys. So, like, you can see, like, independent on formation, too. If it's a 3-by-1, if it's 2-by-2, in the team that you run. Some teams are, like, just sticks-based. Like, they're going to get someone at the sticks damn near in every concept. So, sometimes if you see, like, if I'm in cover two carry, and I'm carrying my number 2 receiver, but I can see vision, I can see number 1 sit down. I know instantly I can drop down and settle in my drop because I know my safety doesn't have that same stress from number 1, so he can squeeze and relate closer to number 2. So all these different things are happening in different downs. And then in this defense, it's more of like a spot drop defense. We just call it high school zone. So a lot of times in NFL, you'll run zone, but it looks like man because you're matching the route that comes to your zone. But this is more of a spot drop. So we get into our spots, and you'll see once Caleb gets ready to throw, those 2 interior droppers are kind of about to rally to that running back right on the C. So if he catches that, turns around, before he even turns around and gets square, he'll get vice tackle, and it'll be 3rd and short. But they're not breaking on that until they see the breaking intention. So it's all these different things that go into different coverages. And then when you're back there and you have that depth as a deep safety and you can read and see and feel what's going on in front of you, and then you just go and, be an athlete, make a play on the ball. And that's what Cam Curl did right here.
There's so much going on, dude, all the time. The NFL is awesome.
You got to rep that 1,000 times. So that's like breaking. Like you get your spot and you break. Like you'll do that every single day.
Yeah.
Like you have to be lightning quick, and like you say, break on intentions. I'm not waiting for him to cock the arm back and throw. When I see that he's committing, he takes his hand off the ball, boom, we are flying forward. Like old school Chicago Bears with Urlacher and them and Lance Briggs and those guys, they were unbelievable at this.
So you were a very explosive athlete, you would say? Linebackers have to be very explosive because they're from a full standstill to full quick burst of speed?
I mean, you would hope, it's all relative to
How much did you weigh?
People.
How much did you weigh?
I weighed 248 at the combine.
What do you weigh now?
I mean, I drank water. I thought I needed to be heavier, so I was chugging water before weigh-ins.
Eating bananas?
Smart.
Peanut butter? Just chugging water. Just water weight.
Yeah, but just before the weigh-in.
Yeah, you can put on about 6-7 pounds.
I mean, you hold those jugs.
Oh, yeah.
We can transfer this?
Yeah.
Well, you can't hold the jug when you're on the scale. Okay. With my hands, you.
Yeah.
And most guys are trying to go the other way. You got AQ drinking down whatever they give the night before colonoscopy, so that he can just dump out everything in his body before weigh-ins.
Magnesium citrate.
There it is.
Oh, see, that's once you get in.
That's right. For the combine, I was trying to. I was drinking too.
Water?
Oh yeah. I played at 295 in college. I think I weighed in 308, 310 at the combine, something like that. So I was trying to get up.
During your best years, what were you weighing?
305.
During your bad years, what were you weighing?
Pushing 320.
It's going to happen. The job requires different things, especially on the different jobs that you had. King of Wedge, we need a little padding.
Yeah, I had 11 kickoff returns against New England in the AFC Championship. 11.
Jeez, what was the score?
It was.
I think it was 49-16.
You were on it. You were on the team. You told me. I think it was 49-7.
I think
His bonus. What was that called? The
player performance.
Player performance bonus is huge because those kickoff returns.
Yeah,
this guy's getting extra reps all over the place.
Exactly.
I don't know if it's keeping up with the brain trauma, but it's certainly a little bit more money in your pocket.
Still sharp. Sharp as a tack.
He is.
Let's head to Hammer. Dahn. Dahn, why don't you head on over here, brother?
Will do.
All right. You got ready for Hammer.
Sweet.
Dahn's giving out winners, right? Hey, Gumpy, are you guys on a winning streak or losing streak?
College basketball was pretty good last night. We got another full slate this evening.
Okay, college hoops is where you do eat. You are a good gambler giver, I believe, during college basketball, right? Because you're betting on the teams we've never heard of.
Yeah, like Miami, Ohio, we're getting 2 points last night. They're 20-0. They haven't lost all year, and every game they're like a short favorite. It is insane.
There's a chance we talk to their coach pretty soon, I think. Yeah, I think there's a chance we should. That's a good story coming out of hoops.
Finally got ranked this week, first time all season.
I mean, if there's a coach we should talk to, his name's Mick Cronin.
Jeez.
Fuck Mick Cronin.
I hope he gets that clip of time.
He definitely will.
Oh, yeah.
Is there a way to change that around, you think? You think maybe a meeting of the minds between you and
I don't think so at this point.
Isn't he from Iowa?
No.
Maybe.
Yeah, I believe he was born and raised in Cincinnati and then coached at Cincinnati. So he's a bit of a hometown hero there. And then they obviously got sick of his shit and he went out to UCLA. He's a good coach. That's the thing. He's a winner. He's a good coach. He's just he's a sawed-off little fucker, and I haven't liked him for a long time. And I don't see that changing anytime soon.
You guys need to meet each other. That might just be his entire gimmick. You say he's a good coach. That might be his whole gimmick.
Could be.
Never satisfied, always miserable. Yeah. Players need to get better. Big Ten stinks. You know, that might just be his motivator, his driver.
I just don't like him looking a gift horse in the mouth.
The Big Ten?
Bingo. Fucking lucky.
What's a gift horse?
It's a horse that shows up with a gift.
Yeah, what?
Have you ever met one?
Many times I've looked a gift horse in the mouth and said, no, thank you. So I think we all have.
Yeah.
There we go.
You have to.
Times.
You have to at some point. You have to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Gift horse.
I mean, it's not always a horse.
Hey, that was some good D.
Appreciate it.
Good D. D-Butt.
That was good trenchies.
Boy.
Thanks, boy.
Same thing, too. Seattle, top-ranked offensive line. Don't trust the fucking quarterback.
Yeah, it feels like the Eagles from a year ago. Wow, everything's kind of the same as it was in the past. Interesting. Except for this weather. We got trees blowing up.
Yeah.
Let's keep our eyes out.
Yeah, be careful.
Thank you for traveling out here, AQ. Great
Thanks
work
for
this
having me,
week,
boys.
D-Butt.
brother.
Great work, boys.
Town, good to see you. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice might change our life. Team on me. Anything to say to the team, AQ?
Hey, it's Championship Sunday. Every single ounce of effort you put in since April shows up this week. 60 minutes, all you got. Yes. Bring every fucking thing you got because the Super Bowl is on the doorstep. Let's fucking go.
Okay, so you're talking to the teams that are playing
all
the
4
games.
teams.
And me.
And Connor.
Yeah.
Bring everything you got.
Yeah, always do.
Super Bowl's right around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Hell yeah. I feel like I nailed that. You did.
You did. I think the boys are going to actually just listen to that right before the game.
Perfect.
Cronin might turn that thing on.
He might.
Team on me, team on 3. 1, 2, 3, 2. Goodbye.